By Arkansas, for Arkansas. This is Inside Arkansas Live.
And welcome into Inside Arkansas Live here on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. I'm your host, John Neighbors, alongside Curtis Wilkerson and Andrew Ellis, and appreciate each and every one of you making us a part of your afternoon. This afternoon, as we are live, once again, from our friends over at Alumni Hall here in Fayetteville, 3417 North College Avenue, the ultimate Razorback shopping experience. And fellas, I feel like it's been a long time since we've been back at Alumni Hall, but it's good to be back. It's a perfect weekend for it.
It's crazy because it's only been like, a little over a month. A lot has happened in that time. Yeah. We've traveled coast to coast, boys, since the last time we've been out here at Alumni Hall. It's kind of ridiculous, but no, man, it's good to be back. The vibes are always awesome out here. Plenty of cool Razorback gear, as you can tell if you're looking at the screen right here. And it's quite literally a Good Friday. Happy to be here.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is a Good Friday. It's a Woo Pig weekend, and yeah, I'm glad you touched on it. We got the Aloha Hogs merch. It's not like it's two separate words.
Okay.
Some people do the
That's
thing.
Fair. That's fair.
Aloha Hogs. Curtis has the cool one that has this going on. DJ Wagner, who's by the way confirmed back.
He's returning.
So glad to get that one. That would have been a little sour had he not been in that video. It would have been, you couldn't wear it. You would have had to wear the random 00.
You think that would have automatically been on the the discount, like the clearance rack here today?
That would have,
It's like 50 cents. That's all you need right there for a DJ Wagner jersey. We don't like him anymore. Suddenly becomes public enemy number one, like he is in Kentucky. But no, he did announce he's coming back. So, but yeah, they got it all here, folks. I mean, you're talking about with the weather getting warmer outside, they got all of the cool gear, not only for baseball, but they have golf shirts. They have thing for men, for women, for kids. They got decorations, everything going on. And also, as we always promote, that if you go to insidearkansas.com/alumni hall, use promo code HOGSBY20, you get 20% off. Also here in store, if you come out and see us, use that promo code HOGSBY20, you get 20% off. And with that, during today's show, you'll be entered in for a drawing for this. It's an autographed Ben Bybee baseball. This is official. It's been confirmed. They have the thing that when you have a confirmed autograph, they make it legit, whatever that is. They have that.
Term?
It's like something like
authorization. No. What is it? What's the term?
Yeah.
There is a term for a real autograph.
Yeah. Authentication? Authenticity?
Yeah.
We'll go with that, yeah.
We also have a picture of him holding that ball.
Yeah, this exact ball. Yeah, I don't look as cool holding it. But
signed it right in the sweet spot there. It's a good job.
Yeah, good spot. And then he has a little Razorback A right there. So you
right in the two-seam grip.
Exactly. So, but yeah, if you use that code today, whether it's online at insidearkansas.com/alumni hall or here in store, Hogs by 20, not only do you get the 20% off, but you also get entered into the drawing for this. And we'll make the drawing here at the end of the show, and we'll give you the details on how to get it. So do that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So either way, I feel like a lot's happened since the last time we got to talk together on Inside Arkansas Live.
Honestly.
Yeah, jeez. Yesterday.
A lot.
Yeah. It's like yesterday, as soon as the show ended, we were messing around a little bit, waiting, and then the news of Carter Knox. Hey, he's going into the draft, testing the waters, if you would. And it's like, well, that's unfortunate. But hey, he's probably back. We still have a good chance he's back, because he said he's maintaining his college eligibility. And then John Calipari's like, well, now this is happening. I'm going to put out this video and make the entire world go ballistic, because not only are we doing a lot of things with the portal and whatnot, getting these players with Pringle and Ewan, but we have these guys coming back. And they got a little clip video for you that they're going to throw in there, dude. It's like, Hog Nation, I'm back, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, boom.
Was that your Trevon Brazile?
I don't think I could be baritone enough to get to that. So, but yeah, it was such a cool video. I know you guys talked about it and everything, and they got the highlights. It was just, I know the Razorback baseball game, we'll talk about baseball and everything, but that yesterday just put everybody, was like, yeah. It's like just like a fist pump where it's not like it was this shocking, oh my gosh, this is happening. It was just one of those things of, yes, waiting for that. Thank you. We got it. And now you have a team, as Kyle said. You met with the team, and there is a team.
There is a team indeed. That was cool, man. Just a huge announcement like that. I really was not expecting the second half of that. You know what I mean? Like the Carter Knox thing, I was actually kind of surprised we officially got something there. Now he's testing the waters or whatever, so it makes sense. And the school put out their wording about it, and we were just getting ready to wrap things up, Andrew and I. And before we did, we were like, okay, and because I went back and listened to make sure we didn't say anything stupid before we got the actual news. We nailed it. And I mean, we absolutely nailed it. Because the last bit that we talked about before we realized that Cal, was getting ready to send out that message was, hey, what about these other 3 guys? Like, none of these other guys are going to be testing the waters or anything. Like, DJ's not going. He couldn't play for anybody besides Cal. We sounded like ball knowers. Whether that's true or not, we sounded like it before the news went off. But very cool, man. I'm excited to have those guys back. And I've seen a lot of the different graphics that have been out there about just the amount of returning minutes from this past season going into next season in the SEC. And Arkansas is going to be right there with the most coming back with anyone throughout the course of the league here, and it was a historically deep league. So that stuff really matters. You've got schools out there, really, really good programs like Baylor, for example. I know you guys have seen the picture of it's like their team photo, and every name is X'd off of it because they're all gone. Building an entirely new roster, man. Texas A&M with the new coach and everything. So many teams are really going through it, just like Arkansas was this past season. And now we're in a position here to where Arkansas is going to have that continuity. Everything Cal said he was going to do, he's on track to do, and now he said they're not quite done, and I believe him because I think they got a couple more pieces to add here.
Yeah, I think for us personally, like that announcement last night, getting all that clarity, it certainly helps what we do on a daily basis, and specifically, Curtis, what you do on a daily basis, to have that clarity, to not have to appreciate you,
What's up, man? Appreciate you.
To not have to wonder, who's back, who's going what spots to fill. I also think it's important for uniting the fan base. I've said all along, we will talk ourselves into whatever we need to talk ourselves into.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, how you doing? Doing good?
Yeah,
doing good?
As Hog fans, we will talk ourselves into whatever we need, but you just got to tell us what we need to talk ourselves into. And so you have one half of the fan base that's like, we love DJ Wagner, keep him, add someone else. You have some half of the fan base that's like, maybe you could upgrade the DJ Wagner spot. Maybe you kick Billy. You have some fans that love Trevon. And so when you have an announcement like this, now we're all on the same page. We don't have to speculate. We don't have to do is this guy back? How many spots do we have left? Now we kind of know exactly what the situation is with this roster. We know who's coming back. We know who they're building around. We know what spots they have left. And it's a lot easier as a fan base for us to mentally process this and say, all right, now we know what we got. Now let's go out and get a piece or two, because we all are at least doing the same assignment. Whereas you had some fans that when they're thinking, hey, we can get this guy, we can get this guard, they in their brains might be thinking of a roster that doesn't have DJ Wagner, that doesn't have Billy Richmond, some of these guys. And so I think it's very important. And just from a getting to know the team, and we already know a lot of these guys, but having that connection with the fan base, this is something we talked about a lot, that like fans love this kind of stuff. They love to feel a part of it. And so it's felt recently like Cal's talking directly to the fan base a week ago when he was like, hey, don't worry, we got this thing. You get a couple commits. Now we really believe that message. And like you said, we have no reason not to believe him. What they said they were going to do this offseason, they have done pretty much exactly that. They've got the retention. They've got the talented freshmen. They've got a couple transfers. We'll see what else they get. But things have kind of gone according to plan for the most part.
You know what I love about this the most? And I want to see if you guys are on the same page with me here. There's been a lot of talk. We'll take DJ, for example, as I think he's the perfect example of this, honestly, of like we mentioned, could they upgrade at that spot? Is it a great fit with whoever else is in the backcourt? Maybe if he enters the portal, then you can get a shooter or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's been a debate, and there have been people on both sides of it or whatever. But that's probably was the most split in terms of fans going, well, is it best for the team if he comes back or if he goes or whatever? But you know what Razorback fans love? They love somebody who loves being a Razorback. They love somebody who wants to be here. Immediately when his face popped up on that video and he said, hey, I'm excited to be back for another year, and all those questions are gone now. Mm-hmm. There is DJ Wagner. If you didn't feel like you were 100% a Hog in the hearts of the fans, you are now, buddy, because you embraced it. And you said, look, I'm running it back, man. I'm all in, and now people are all in on you. Hence, John Neighbors wearing your jersey here today.
That's right. It's for you, DJ. I know you're watching. I know you're listening. If you want to come on the show, we'll let you. We'll fit you in. But it's this is for you, buddy. But yeah, that's exactly like the thing. Like we talked about yesterday of like the Chad Baker-Mazara stuff, which was fun. But it was like, hey, if people who don't like him, what would be able to win him over for the fans is if he said something cool, like, the atmosphere, everything. It's kind of the same thing with DJ Wagner, which I'm not saying any Razorback fan like hated DJ Wagner or anything, but it's kind of like, hey, this is one-year player. He came from Kentucky. We don't really know a whole lot about him and everything. Is he really all in on Arkansas? Does he really love Arkansas? Well, having a video like that, just simply put, like, yeah, he's like, I'm coming back for y'all. Like, and I know that there's more to it, but he could have transferred somewhere else. He could have been, testing the waters. He could have been saying, I want to do this or that, the other. It's like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm coming back and I'm going to play for you next year. Like, that is an awesome thing, and that's a great thing that Razorback fans should love and embrace and all of that, which I know that there's still some movement to be made when it comes to the adding to the roster, which we'll get into because I know a lot of people have questions about that. But that was just, we think about, and this is more me. I sometimes think that there's a lot of out of touchness, making that word up, with maybe the athletic department, maybe Cal, because he's just so bigger than and larger than life. It's like, man, I don't know. Like, does this guy even know how people feel really? Because he's just in his own world, and I'm not blaming him for it. It's just who he is. But seeing that video yesterday, it could not have been more perfect. It just could not have been more perfect to basically touch all the bases of like, hey, we're fine. Hey, we're not done yet. Hey, we love you fans. Hey, I know that you guys are stressed, but don't worry. I'm John Calipari. I know what I'm doing. and it was done in a fun way. You see all the players in the true freshmen that are going to be coming in doing a video. Yeah. It's like, yes, thank you. It's like we've been waiting for this for so long, and to get it, it was even better than I would have ever anticipated. So it just put me in such a good mood.
How about Kareem Rattel with just the perfect English?
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. And that was awesome. It was cool that they were able to get every single guy involved in that, except Jaden. Jaden didn't speak in there, right?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, but his picture was on the
Cal's thing.
And and so that's cool. So he's going to be one of the guys that's coming back. But then you look at it and you're just thinking about from a numbers standpoint, because the scholarships go up from 13 to 15 this year.
Yeah.
And Cal says walk-ons, but all those guys get scholarships. It's just who gets NIL and who doesn't or whatever. But like Mello is transferred, Cash is transferred, and then it was Jaden. He's back. I didn't see Aiden Kelly on that picture, I don't think. So maybe he's going to look elsewhere. I don't know. But just from like a cleaning it up standpoint there. But no, that was really cool. And whether it was, Cal's idea or they've just got, other people in that building who get it and understand the pulse of what the fan base has been itching for. And then Cal was like, yeah, we could do this. Was awesome, man. Absolutely love that. I'm happy that they did it. Looking forward to seeing what the new additions look like. And yesterday was crazy. I mean, we started this show yesterday and we spent like 40 minutes on Chad Baker-Mazara. And then we got the entire roster almost figured out by the end of the day. It's just crazy how it went, man.
Well, and all along what we've been saying is we've been kind of waiting for action, and we've been saying, all right, nothing's happened for Arkansas. They're kind of taking their time. But we said all along, it's not going to take much. It's not going to take 9 additions for us to get that excitement back. We get some of these retention announcements. And that's another thing we've been pretty consistent in is that we would feel so much better about the situation if we just got it confirmed without a doubt that all these guys were coming back. And we felt like they would. Evidenced by literally the last thing we said where we were like, we expect these guys to be coming back. We'll see if there's an announcement. It just feels so good to get it. I wonder how long it took them to get everybody to film their videos. Like, who were they waiting on, you think?
I bet you Billy was the one that they were like, all right, come on, Billy. Hey, we got to put this in at some point, man.
He seems like the late to the bus guy.
Yeah. Not that he doesn't care about it. It's just more of like, I'll get to it when I get to it, Like, for all we know, those videos were filmed like 2 weeks ago. Maybe even before the season ended. I know they were just waiting on all of it to come together. But, it's just it's exciting to have it. And it was exciting to see the Razorback fan reaction because, there's always those players that some people will get frustrated by. Or if they get, we talked about with the transfer portal, they'll get their hearts set on this player. And they're like, well, if this player comes in, we won't need this player's currently on the roster and they can go. I didn't get any of that. And I didn't see any of that. It just felt like, even with Billy Richmond, who's had some greats, but he's had some bads. Even Wagner, who it's like, he's a guard, he's point guard, but it's not the best scorer, not the best shooter. And people are getting a little bit greedy. Some people may have taken that and been like, man, I'd rather have this guy, though. And if he's here, we can't get this guy. I didn't get any of that. It feel like the majority, which is tough to do, mind you. So like the majority of Razorback fans were like excited, happy, and thankful that they're all coming back. And especially, shout out once again, because he is on the no slander list, Trevon Brazile. The guy that, like...
He was thrilled.
He was thrilled. He loves doing those videos, you can tell. But just the fact that the dude's coming back for his 4th year in a Razorback uniform, and I think we've discussed it, he's going to be the final Razorback basketball player. That's maybe what it motivated him. Is I want to be the last.
Mr. Reliable, as we've always called him, Trevon Brazile.
That's
You can
right.
always count on him.
Yes, exactly. Trevon Brazile has been that guy. So, but folks, we're here live at Alumni Hall, 3417 North College Avenue in Fayetteville. If you come on in, use that code HOGSBY20, get 20% off your first purchase, or I guess your purchase in general. And I'm telling that to all the people here around. We've gotten some fist bumps, guys. Like, we're famous.
Did we determine that does that count as them joining the raffle, or do they have to do that up top?
Well, so when they purchase, they use the Hogs by 20 thing, and they get the little box up there, and you put your name in there, and then we're going to draw it at the end. And it also goes for online purchases too, folks. So don't feel like, oh, man, I live in Ontario. I can't get there. Yeah. Don't worry. You can go online and purchase it with Hogs by 20 is your promo code, and you're in the running. So you got to do it during the show, though, because if you don't do it during the show, like you're just out of luck.
It feels good to meet people and folks who listen and everything like that. Right before we got started, I met a family member.
Yeah, that was the funniest intro ever, man.
That was crazy.
We're just sitting here, and this nice young woman comes up and is like,
I am
Curtis.
Terry.
Yeah, it's like Curtis. And I thought I was like, oh, someone listens, and she goes, I'm your cousin. And I was like, he's like, really? He's like, not
okay.
I was like, okay, yeah, well, she's your cousin. So, hey, you'll meet everybody here when you're out and about.
I'll tell you what,
family members, everything.
It turns out she's the family historian. She connected some dots there for me in a 10-minute conversation about our family dating back to the Civil War.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, wow. And so I'm looking forward to this. When we get off the show, I'm going to call my grandma up and name drop it, and then I'm going to have a lot of stories to talk to her about because of this event here that took place unexpectedly at Alumni Hall.
That's awesome.
It's a small world, man. You never know who you're going to meet out here.
So I got to ask, did she know you were going to be here, or did she listen to Pod at the Palace?
She comes out here a lot.
Okay.
First of all, Alumni Hall is a spot that she likes to be at.
An awesome spot.
And she's waiting on a family member to get down here. They're going to be down at the game. So was originally just going to be for the evening, but now that it's a doubleheader, everybody was trying to get off work and everything like that. And so she's just killing some time waiting on her date for the game. And then here we were.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And and maybe it was the Inside Arkansas chalkboard outside.
Had to be. I think so.
That tipped her off. Maybe it was before I had this on. It was a hoodie with my name on it. You never know, but
there were some giveaways for
sure.
sure.
But she definitely knew though, because that's the thing. The Wilkerson moniker, that's my dad's side of the family, and this is my mom's. So completely different last names there. So she knew exactly who I was because she was name dropping the Carrickers and McCrory and. So it was that was well done. Blew me away.
Yeah,
cool stuff.
It's better than someone coming up and be like, "I'm your daughter."
That'd be
a tough thing.
That conversation could have gone in a wild direction.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're going to need to do a delay here on the show start time. Kurt's got to figure some things out. So, but yeah, we're here at Alumni Hall. Also, I'm going to mention these lays that we got going on. The ribbon lays that they have for sale. I've just got them in stock too. So
who said we wouldn't be getting laid this week?
I know, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
never a doubt.
I actually, the reason I didn't mention that in the get go because I'm like, it's going to take less than 5 seconds for a joke to be made about the lays, but you got to make it if you're wearing a lay. It's like it's the classic go to. It's as much of a that's what she said joke. You just got to make it when it's there. You got to take advantage of it.
Hey, by the way, since we're wearing the lays and we're wearing the Aloha Hogs merch, we don't have to talk about this for too long, but do we all agree that Vahiva Aloy is the best shortstop Arkansas's ever had?
Yeah.
Like Jalen Battles is a better defender. Is the best defender we've ever seen.
Yeah.
But Vahiva's literally like twice the offense.
Yes.
And 85% of the defense. And he's pretty freaking good defensively, dude. He makes one play every week. That's just unreal. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I don't know if fans fully understand that they're watching the best shortstop they've ever seen in Arkansas.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially with not to say that they haven't had good shortstops, but of all the position groups out there in the field and in the lineup, the shortstop position under Dave Van Horn hasn't been the one that's like, they've always had a bunch of them. Like,
only had a couple.
When Battles came around, it was like, oh, he's easily the best. And now Vahiva Aloy, that's not an insult towards Battle at all. I think it's just a sheer compliment to Vahiva and what he's done. So, yeah, it's awesome. And we'll talk about some baseball. We'll get into your chat, folks. In fact, let's do a little vibe check presented by our friends over at Basis Health, where they're changing the way healthcare is delivered by providing mobile medical visits to the comfort of your very own home, where a doctor will come to you. Not you go to them, not you wait on them, not all that nonsense. The doctor will come to you for your urgent care, primary care, IV hydration, and so much more. It's Basis Health. They are here when and where you need them the most. You can learn more at basishealth.org. Check them out today. All right, a few people in the chat. I'm sure this is going to get great. I got to read this super chat, though, right here. from Lane says, disappointed that we lost last night, but I sense a double-header sweep today. Great meeting John last night. Go Hogs. Good meeting you, Lane. Appreciate
John, I've
it.
done my investigative journalism. I'm like 80% sure this is the young man that
bombastic?
you saw that had the bombastic. Lane, shout out to you, by the way, if it was you that was wearing bombastic. I'm assuming it was. John told me he ran into someone that was wearing a bombastic podcast shirt. And I was like, I bet it's Lane Hedge because he had told me he was going to be here. And so I'm disappointed I didn't get to see you last night because I was also with John for 90% of the night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope I see you at Bomb today. But I appreciate you supporting, man, for real. And, always supporting the show and always, bringing the good vibes.
I like the idea of a doubleheader sweep. It's Figure It Out Friday for the baseball
team.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
It's when you change the show,
it's the opposite of what A&M did against Tennessee where they got no hit, run ruled in game 1 and then swept the doubleheader.
Yeah.
You catch them by surprise, now you're getting swept double.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Andrew, here's another super chat from Paddlefish. Says, I saw Ellis walk by me at the game last night when I screamed Andrew. He didn't turn around or acknowledge me.
So I didn't hear anybody scream
Crazy.
Andrew. I remember when we were under the little tent getting our hot dogs and our knickknacks and such. Someone just kind of like whispered my name. They're like, Andrew. And I like kind of turned around. I was like, what's up, man? But like he didn't even like make eye contact when we just kind of walked by. I was like, Andrew. And I was like, yeah.
Yep.
But I did not hear you scream, so I apologize. But we do like to interact with people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In fact, I was just, somebody in the chat later said, hey, Andrew big timed you. He was like, yeah, that's Andrew. Andrew loves to big time
Famously,
people.
Like,
He
don't
is.
talk to me in public.
Yeah. That's why he goes incognito wearing literally what he wears on the show every day.
I think it was Camo Hog who said he was sitting next to me and Hillary, but he like didn't say anything because he didn't want to bother us. I'm like, no, when you see me with my girl, that's when you're supposed to be like, yo, Andrew, you're the man. Like, so that my girl thinks I'm cool. Like, that's how that works.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah. So if you see Andrew with his girl, make sure to go up to him and say how much you love him, even if you don't.
Yeah.
Because he needs that in the eyes. So, woo MF
This is
Big
fake news. This is fake news.
I also saw Andrew last night and he flipped me off. Well, that's, I mean, would it be on brand? Could we see Andrew doing something like that?
Never.
It'd be if you said something really mean, he would. Or if you were like that Texas Longhorn fan last night, just walking around with a Texas
what the
shirt.
hell was that?
Dude, I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet
That's weird
peeves.
behavior.
It's like because I said that same thing was earlier this year. I saw a kid with the Tennessee, and I was just like, I want to fight
Opening
you, kid.
day, yeah.
It's like I was like, where are your parents? It's like I'll fight them. I can't fight a child, but I'll fight your parents. Like that just makes me mad. So. Apparently, we were seen by everybody last night. Andrew, because Howard's in. He was like, I was sitting in section 100 last night and turned around, and there were the Inside Arkansas fellas.
We did sit there for about 7 minutes.
We had to change up the vibes. It was bad.
Yeah.
And then we did. Arkansas did pretty good, but wasn't enough.
We were like peak superstition, like just moving all over the yard trying to find a good spot, and we didn't do enough, apparently.
Nope, did not do enough. Shep says, Inside Arkansas, where you can find the best take in the state for all hog news. I hear that's the case.
I like
Shep.
that.
I think
Shep.
so.
Yep. Man, people are being really nice to us today. Is that what Cal's
what's
video
going
did?
on?
Is that Cal's video make everyone be like, you know what? Those Inside Arkansas guys, I'm going to pay him a compliment today.
Speaking of being nice, did you see this guy Seth says he saw me carrying 47 people down 12 flights of stairs out of a burning building. So I mean, we don't advertise that kind of stuff, but yeah, we do heroic acts every now and then.
That's true. Well, it's like last night when we had our seats, which were good seats. Like I'm not saying like they were bad seats at all, but somebody came up to me. He's like, "Oh, you're not sitting behind home plate tonight?" And I was like, actually, I gave those tickets away to a charity and to a family in need. Yeah. So it's like up yours, buddy. So how about that?
I gave that to a kitten stuck in a tree.
Yeah, I try to help him out. Jessica says, still hyped from the clips released on Cal's Twitter last night. We think everybody is.
Yeah, that
and
was
you
awesome.
should be. You should be.
Everybody at Bomb needs to be on the lookout for Cal.
Yes.
Think he might be there today?
Well, he might be, and then we're also on
Visit Watch.
Ooh.
So keep an eye out for any of those basketball coaches walking around with tall, athletically built young men.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
not believing anything.
And if you see a
anymore.
walker at Baum Walker Stadium, that would be Chad Baker Mazzara. There to watch some baseball.
There we go.
Yeah, there may be a riot breakout if that ends up happening. Patrick says the sun has been out in Arkansas, it looks like, according to John. Whatever do you mean, sir? I don't understand next comment at all.
John's been flexing for 30 minutes.
He is.
He's
be like, oh, you see that
gonna
shirt
text
over
us
there?
tomorrow
Like,
and
come
be
on,
like,
man.
I'm so sore, and I don't understand.
Yeah, dude, it's just like that's why that's obviously why I wore this jersey because I'm like I need the people to see that I I do things and I do stuff to make myself look good. That's why I chose
I mean,
this.
honestly, you look like DJ Wagner, frankly.
Yeah, that's what I
this
was
is a
thinking.
good Halloween costume.
What do you mean I look like DJ Wagner? In what way?
Like,
what
you know,
way?
DJ Wagner, what is he, 6'3", 6'4"?
So I need his height.
200, like you just solidly built. Like, you look.
Just
DJ Wagner's a handsome guy, too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just, let's see. Seth says Trevon Brazile looked and sounded like a hostage video.
A little bit. To be fair, though, that's kind of just how he sounds.
Exactly. Because I was thinking, like, in that video, and if you've seen, because even in the Vice documentary we saw, remember when Brazile had a great game and Cal goes up, he's like, "That's who you are," or whatever.
He's just
like after he had a great game, he's just like, you can tell he gets like uncomfortable with that type of thing. And that's fine, like as long as you go out and play. But it's on brand. It's not like he's always hyped up and excited, and then they're like, "Hey, do this video," and he's like making it look weird. That's just who he is. So, Eureka String says, just watched a Ewan highlight reel this morning. I didn't know the dude has a bag like that, 6'11", bringing up the ball up court and driving around guys.
He's good, man. He's offensively, he's really, really going to be fun to watch. I know I've mentioned the Jalen Graham comp several times offensively because he used to tick people off. It's like, man, you can't be on the floor because you don't play any defense. And Ewan's better than that on the defensive end, but offensively, you're going to get the oohs and ahs from the crowd when that dude has the ball in his hands. He's really skilled. Good player.
Let's see a few more chats here too, because we got a lot of things we're going to get into here today. Eureka Strings also says, finished installing my new audio setup in our movie room. Got y'all playing through 7.1, assume you mean surround sound on the big screen right now.
I like that.
Thank you.
That we're the
That's
guinea
good.
pig testing it out.
Hey, I'm just going to show in my Best Buy knowledge when I worked there for 3 years. Do you guys know what 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound means?
No.
I'm going to teach y'all something. So 5.1 means you got 5 speakers and 1 subwoofer. 5 speakers being your center channel, left and right channel, and your back channel's over here. 7.1, the 1 still being your subwoofer. But the 7 is you still have the center, right, sides, back. So you're welcome.
So what you're saying is we are hitting Eureka Strings from every angle possible.
Literally every angle. He is hearing our just golden pipes.
He's hearing us every inch of the room.
Yeah.
Is our voice.
Yep. That's either an amazing thing or a scary thing, depending on what situation that you're listening.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this guy's got a bat and ball over here too. Like he's coming to
he's
play.
ready to get out
Yeah, there you go.
I like
He's ready
that a
to take field.
Yeah.
Love that. Let's see a few more here. Caleb says, I do have a question. When he says we're not done, what does he mean by that? Who's left? And we're interested in what we're looking at.
Whatever could he mean by that, Curtis?
Boy, do I have a show that you need to tune into every morning at 6 a.m. They're adding more, okay? And so I know some people immediately were like, oh, he's just talking about Carter. Like, they're waiting to hear back from Carter. They get him back, and they're done. No. There's going to be more pieces added to this. I mean, we've talked a lot about some of the new targets that came available. You know, Chad Baker-Mazara, P.J. Haggerty is one that Arkansas likes. Jameer Watkins, a guy that we've been talking about. They're trying to add another heavy hitter to this rotation, and then they might not be done from there either. You know, we'll see where they're at with their NIL and everything, but another big piece for the rotation. Add some shooting help. Maybe go get yourself a shot blocker. Like he's not messing around here, and a lot of those way too earlys already have Arkansas based on what they've done with a top 10 looking roster and everything. This ain't over. There's going to be more fireworks, more excitement for the Razorback basketball team over the course of the next 3 weeks or so. So
just be patient. Is that what you're saying? They're going to ask people to be patient?
No. I'm not going to ask them to be patient at all.
No.
It's a futile request.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to do that, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
At least you should believe it now.
Yes.
Yeah. When the man says something, he's going to do it.
They haven't been lying to you every step of the way. There's been people on the internet who have been lying to y'all every step of the way, and it is not John Calipari.
No.
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, every time he speaks, especially on Twitter, it's truth bombs.
Yeah.
Nothing but it. He's the only non-fake news people on Twitter.
I do think there really is something good about the precedent that they've set to where now it's like, look, if something is going to happen, y'all will hear about it from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, you want to hear about the commitment as soon as it announced. Like, obviously, if you were waiting on them to tell you that Malik Ewan was committed, I guess maybe someone found out that through that. But, of course, we will also tell you. But it's like, you really don't need to panic too much. Like, there's going to be some news that happens that you won't find out about. And I think for some reason that's like a big, deep fear for everyone that, like, they have to be so plugged in every second waiting on every announcement. It's like, dude, they're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Like if DJ's not coming back, it will come out and we will talk about it. But it's good to see them just get all that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should do a lot towards building that good conscience with the fan base, where maybe they won't be as panicked next time around. But
yeah, that's the hope.
That's also, I don't even believe what I'm saying.
I would say it's like that's the hope, but probably not. Your Extreme says put DJ on the no slander list. Does he need to be put on it? I mean, because there's a lot of players that just aren't on or are on it, but like they don't need to because no one slanders
slandered. I'll just tell you,
we can't oversaturate the no slander list, but. Does there come a point in time where maybe we remove someone and then make an addition?
Yes, because here's the thing: is like
we slander Trevon Brazile. Is what you're saying?
No.
I'm thinking John Bolden. We got to remove. We're removing John Bolden.
Yeah, let's get John Bolden out.
Your eligibility, buddy.
Low key, I've thrown like probably 7 or 8 subliminal shots at John Bolden on the podcast.
Would you call them back shots? Is that what you're saying?
Well, people ask about the baseball team, and I'm like, well, there was a point where John Bolden was starting at shortstop. Like that was more of an issue than Nate Thompson's approach. But whatever.
We love you, JB. We love you, John.
But
Bolden.
Hudson Clark has graduated, so he's off the list.
Yeah,
now,
well,
right?
yeah, I don't know.
That was the one that came to mind for me.
He's going to return as a coach.
If he does, then we won't slander him. But I think for now, you got to replace him with DJ Loki. I do. And look, I said something about people choosing to be a hog yesterday, and every time I say that, there's 3 comments that are like, "Oh, they didn't choose. They're getting paid," and blah 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 blah. Everybody's offering NIL. Arkansas is not the only people offering money. You still choose who you play for, who's going to give you that money. Mm-hmm. And these guys, DJ chose to be a Razorback 2 different times.
Yes, he did.
And really, he chose to play for Coach Cal. I'll hear that argument, but I do think there's like something to be said where it's like, hey, if a guy wants to be here, that means something. It doesn't mean everything. I'm not saying that just because a guy wants to be a hog, we should celebrate him every day of the week. But like for a guy like DJ Wagner, a former 5-star who's got some options, got some things he could do, would be a hot commodity if he entered the portal. Whether we think he's a star or not, he definitely had options. I think it's worth something that he made that statement. Was like, you know what, I'm coming back, I'm all in, and I think he's going to be an important piece. And so I think Hog fans should, even if you don't love his game or love what he has going on, you should respect that side of it. That it's like, hey, he wants to be here. He's going to help out. He's going to do his part. Let's see how it goes.
All right, a few more chats here, too. Let's see. Transplant Tech says, I'm in greater than I'm staying in terms of tone and messaging, which I agree with on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but I'm with you. I agree.
I like it, too. I really hadn't thought about it. I think that also, and again, it comes back to them telling you when there's an announcement to be made, they will let you know. You can read between the lines of the messaging that Adu Thero had when he entered the draft. Did not say anything about college eligibility. Mm-mm. Did not really do anything about, the U of A didn't put out the announcement with him. Carter Knox, very different messaging, very different wording, says that the college eligibility is going to be a thing. Like, you can tell by the messaging, and I do think the messaging mattered here. It's not a huge important clarification, but I'm in versus just being like, hey, I'm not going to enter the portal.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm all in. Like, that's all you want to hear from guys that are on your roster is that they're all in.
Oh. Well, by the way, Finch was the guy with the bat. He said, y'all best get up here and show some love. John called me out for my son's bat and ball. I didn't say anything.
Wow. No, we didn't call you out. I was respecting that. I mean, look, it's that type of, it's about to be that time of season of like getting after it, playing the wiffle ball, and that was a very good purchase. Did not realize that was Finch.
Yeah, Finch. Sorry,
we didn't realize that was a legend of the comment section.
Yeah, that's it. Because when we're on the air, like these headphones are pretty noise canceling. So sometimes if you talk, we need to let that everybody know that if you come up to us and you're talking to us when we're on the air, it's not that we're ignoring you at all. It's just like we can't hear you.
He's still over here. He's still over here.
Okay, that's all right. Come on now, Finch. Come on now, Finch. Yeah, let's say now if you're walking around here with something else, then maybe we'd judge you a little bit. But it's
when
fine.
I got these things.
Well, now that I know it's Finch, I'm going to be keeping an eye on what he purchased.
Yeah,
Did he purchase anything crazy?
Yeah.
We're going to let everybody know.
Yeah.
But no, the bat and the ball, that's a respectable purchase.
Yes, it is. Yes,
you're right about these headphones, though.
Dude,
if someone's saying so, I kind of smile and nod. I'm like, oh, hey, I hope they're not asking me a question.
Well, it's funny on a day like today where Alumni Hall, by the way, just popping low-key.
No
big deal.
It's the Woo-Pig weekend, bro.
There's a lot of people walking around, and so it's like
everybody's got to get decked out for the spring game tomorrow. So.
Yeah, that's what they're here for. Yep, I think so. Yeah, this is the spring game. Yeah, that's why he's here. Yeah.
Softball and baseball.
Softball, baseball.
That's better than spring.
By the way, did y'all see Bree Ellis throw out the first pitch yesterday?
I did.
How about that? I didn't realize they didn't play yesterday. Like, I would have thought they were like busy, but I guess they're all. They just are tomorrow. They're going to cram in 3 games today.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. If you got to play a doubleheader, you got to be at the game.
Hey,
softball has to be there too. Come on. Yeah, you got to do it too, man.
DJ throwing out the first pitch today?
No, man, stop.
Or is he at Chi Lambda throwing out the...
I bet DJ Wagner could throw like I'm going to say 86 miles an hour.
Okay.
We might have had this discussion before, but of any basketball player, like the best baseball player off the basketball team, I feel like would be him. He's probably just good at everything.
Yeah.
Hand-eye coordination. Could probably play middle infield, but I think he could. I think he could probably throw a two-seamer, 86, 87.
Yeah. I could see that. All right, a few more here. We got a lot of chats to get to here today. Camel Hog says, buy or sell that by the end of the year, the starting rotation will be completely different than most of it is now.
I'm buying it.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's the reason why I'm not going to buy it is because what would it be like? What really would it be like? I think there's a room for them to make a move. Of course, Gage Wood is going to throw 1-2 innings today. That's kind of the weird one because we don't know what that's going to look like. But like, I don't think there's really a role for Zach Root if he's not starting. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Ben Bybie's a guy that could be in that mix for sure. But it's like, but seriously, what would the rotation be? Would it be like Ben Bybie, Colin Fisher, and Aiden Jimenez?
There we go.
Yeah, see you later. I appreciate you.
Maybe that would be it, but it's like I really don't think that's it. I think there's room for maybe one move. I've long been in the camp of like Aiden Jimenez is so good at the back end of the games. Mm-hmm. I kind of don't want to move him from that role. So it's like he's the one. Bybee, weirdly enough, is a guy that has kind of worked his way into a big role. I'll be interested to see what they do with Bybee today, like what those innings after Wood look like. If it's Gackle, Bybee to Gackle, Jimenez to Gackle, I don't know. That's going to be fascinating, but I really don't think like Zach Root. I don't think there's any. He's the one guy that I don't really see them taking him out of the rotation. Beidelshees, of course, has been taken out of the rotation. Could see a move there. Maybe Gage Wood comes back and stinks as a starter. I don't know, but I don't think there's like really a path to like a wholesale change.
Yeah. Do you think Gackle's back in there by the end of the?
I mean, frankly, I don't know. I don't think
probably
so.
hard to say without seeing what
Wood
Gage looks like.
He's such an X factor. It's very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a path to like Gackle throwing the ball really well, but if he throws the ball really well, you probably wouldn't move him back to the rotation, right? I kind of hope they keep that piggyback thing with him and Wood, but I think Beidelshees is probably the one they would move if they were going to make a move. But frankly, he's like a consistent C+ out there. So it's like, I don't know if he's like a guy you really like. This is a hot take that I'm sorry for rambling here, but people really view like starting as like the end all be all. The first 5 innings of the game on Sunday, I really don't think is like that high leverage of a situation. Like if you think Aiden Jimenez is the best pitcher on this roster, would you really want him throwing the first 5 innings on Sunday or the final 3 innings on Friday and the final 2 innings on Sunday? I think those are much more important, high leverage. You want your guy in there. And this is coming from someone I see. David says Andrew's a Sunday starter. I was a Game 3 starter for my high school team, and I stunk. That's the point. You can put out kind of a guy you just want to eat innings. That's who you kind of want out there. You want your heavy hitters to come out of the bullpen, and I think Gabe Gackle might end up being that, but I think Aiden Jimenez is that. Weirdly enough, I think Ben Bybee is probably the best candidate to replace someone in the starting rotation.
I'll tell you what, we'll get to more of your chats, folks, as we're here live from Alumni Hall, but we have a very special announcement that we have with, of course, one of our newest sponsors here on Inside Arkansas, and it is Looper Auction and Realty, and they are going to be the sponsor of our best and worst of the weekends on Monday and our best and worst of the week on Friday. So we're really excited to have them a part of it and really appreciate their partnership. And the question becomes, why wait months or even years to sell your home a traditional way? Because at Looper Auction and Realty, they offer faster and a smarter option where they sell your home in an auction. Like, auctions are fun. Everybody likes auctions. You have the guy up there talking really fast and everything. But don't worry, no repairs, no contingencies, no drawn out no negotiations. You set the terms, the buyers compete, and you walk away with a firm closing date. Whether it's your home, an estate, or investment property, the auction method puts you in control, and it's going to get it sold fast. So if you'd like to learn more about Looper Auction and Realty and all the great stuff they have going on, you can give them a call today at 479-996-4848. Or you can visit their website at looperauction.com. That's 479-996-4848, or visit looperauction.com. It's Looper Auction and Realty, sold in 30, closed in 30. So we appreciate them being a part of it. But best and worst of the week can go a lot of different ways. But the best, sheesh. I feel like it's just the Cal video yesterday. I mean, I don't know what else it could be better than that.
It's the championship basketball roster that Arkansas has put together. That's the best of the week.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's there. How about just the week in general for basketball? Like, it was a good week.
Yeah.
Heck of a week.
Yeah. Additions.
What day did the Pringle and Ewan? Was that Tuesday? Monday?
That was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Thursday was all the roster retention stuff.
Mm-hmm. Man.
It's hard to top that, man.
It's just a party.
Yeah.
Just a party that's been going on. So But I think that one just wins the championship for all three of us, I guess, unless you guys have another button that can top that one.
I don't even live in a world that's outside of this basketball program right now, so I got nothing new. But
I don't know. I don't know what the other best of the week would be. I will say, and this is, I guess, looking ahead to the weekend. This will be on my best of the weekend on Monday.
There you go.
I'm really excited for the NBA playoffs. I've been kind of planting this seed with Curtis to I'm like, hey, now once this Razorback roster gets, you can lock in with me and, we can bet on the games and, we can really, it's going to be a fun NBA playoffs. I'm very nervous for my Rockets, but I'm looking forward to this weekend, watching some NBA playoff action. Lakers versus Timberwolves. It's going to be a tremendous series for Trash Talk.
Mm-hmm. I will say, and I mean this in love in a complimentary way, it's amazing how many things that we've told Curtis, be like, once this is over, this more stuff. Then we can do stuff.
Once portal season ends, Curtis is going to be a rich man because we keep promising him things.
Yeah.
Once portal season's over, Curtis can leave his house again.
Yeah.
And go hang out with the boys.
Yeah, because even at the
only for a little bit because you got a pregnant wife at home.
Exactly.
Guy at the game last night comes over. He's like, Curtis not here? I was like, Curtis is in the lab. He has been in that lab and he has not left the lab. And he will not leave the lab. And he's like Willy Wonka. It's like once he comes out and say, oh, wow, yeah, he's back. He's back among us.
I left the house for the first time in I don't know how long yesterday.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I do, the Knox thing happened. I was like, oh, give me 10.
Yeah. Okay, so worst of the weekend. Worst of the week to go out there. For me, honestly, it's been a good week. So it's hard. It's one of those things where it's hard to find some really, truly negative things. But for me, at least, it's got to be, this is more of a personal thing with the company and all of that. I hate settings. I hate settings to when you put, you got to go into something that's very extravagant and you click it and it ruins everything or changes everything. And we have had that, or at least I've had that with our podcast stuff. When it comes to stuff that's being inserted automatically,
megaphone getting thrown on the hot seat here.
Yep.
Wow.
Megaphone. I've been stressing about that. Shopify also kind of upsetting. I'm going to be honest because you sold some things that we didn't have, so that's great. But it's all good now. But either way, it's been a rough week for me in the settings, and because all these stuff was caused just by a simple offer on. That's what it was. So. No one cares about that at all, but I just had to get that out there. That's my worst of the week. That's how great of a week it's been that's the worst for me.
Curtis, anything bad happened to you this week?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, it's been a great week.
Not really.
See, look at that.
How about that? Wow.
I mean, it kind of worries me going into the weekend, but this week itself has been solid.
I'd say you've had a decent, solid week. Y'all are going to be stunned when I say this. Chat, I hope y'all are listening. I hope y'all are ready.
Uh-oh.
Sam Pittman, low-key, putting in some work in the spring portal.
Is he?
They've got I think 2 top 5 overall. I know there's not a bevy of talent loaded in the portal right now, but of the top 5 or 6 available guys, they've got a couple of them. They've got a DN, they've got a corner, they've got a safety. There's still a lot more needed to make this team actually good, but I'd feel a little bit better about the stability of the defense if they got 2 secondary players, an edge rusher. I still think they need maybe 2 more defensive linemen. I don't love the defensive line room at all. But if you're gonna address needs, you might as well do it at your spots of weakness, and those are spots of weakness. And there's not much you can. The spring portal is not a time to completely change your roster, but it is time to fill in some holes. And I feel like Arkansas's got a chance to do that. They've got 3 visitors, I believe, this weekend. And so, I mean, if you can land 2 or 3 of those, that'd be a pretty solid start to the spring portal cycle, which, take it for what it's worth. But I'm borderline kind of encouraged by them getting a few legitimate visitors in.
It would help. It would help for sure. And I'm sure they're going to have, because they've got to figure some numbers out and stuff too. So they're going to have other guys who enter the portal and everything. But so far, because when did it open? Wednesday? I guess it's only been a couple days.
Mm-hmm. You just had the one receiver, right?
Yeah, it hasn't been any, expected contributors or surprises or anything yet. And, usually it's post-spring game when those things start to happen. So I guess eyes on Easter or whatever. But
Shamar?
Yeah. That's going to go. Everybody's going
to hate that.
Yeah, the Discord already. Insider intel per Curtis Wilkerson.
Shamar Easter gone on Easter.
Oh man, well I will say this. Speaking of the Discord, it does crack me up because I get people that's like, "Hey, I've heard you guys talk about the Discord. Can I get an invite?" I'm like, "You don't want that. you don't want to go into that world. that is
also,
that
if
is
you
one of those
do,
things.
literally anywhere on the internet, like there's a Twitter account, the Dixon Street Discord. That's really but every day I see people on the show, they're like, "How do I get it?" I'm like, the link is everywhere.
Yeah.
I commented on below some of our shows. You can find it. Just look on Twitter, Dixon Discord. You'll find it.
Yeah. But the thing is it's like not a bad thing. But hey, for our very first Looper Auction and Realty Best and Worst of the Week, there's a lot of best, not much worse.
A lot of best.
It's a good. I mean, if you're ever talking about like we had a football best. A Sam Pittman best. Like, when was the last time we did one of those? Like, yeah, that's been a minute. So it was great to see. But
should we go DVH's presser?
So
as a worst, not like on him, but like worst mood.
So the vibes around the baseball team right now are about as low as they possibly could be for a team,
good they are.
for a team that's 33-6 and number 2 in the country. And I say that jokingly. Like, I really don't think there's that many fans like with real rational brains who are like panicking. But I will say, like, I mean, I every single day I get people tweeting at me that they're like, why don't they bench Brent Iredale? I get some people that are texting me, why don't they bench Ryder Helfrich? Which, like, what the hell? Obviously everybody wants to shake up the starting rotation. And, like, guys, I get it. You see a guy struggle and you're like, let's get someone else in that spot. Like, that's just how our brains work. I don't know if they necessarily need to, like, hit reset on the freaking roster right now. Like, let's just maybe at least let this weekend play out. And the good thing about this Razorback team is, like, they've got a lot of options. But, the discourse around it is bad. So I don't know if, what we're referencing, though, what Curtis just referenced. I don't know if everybody watched the press conference last night. Dave ended it the last 30, 40 seconds really snippy.
He was salted, man.
Was asked about, he said, someone asked, what's the plan for Landon Beidelshees? And he goes, it's not ideal for us. It's not a great situation, if I'm being honest. I don't know what you're asking me. He's starting. And he basically was just like, I'm not answering the question.
Because the question was like, he's like 2 days short rest or something because of the doubleheader. And it's like, so.
I think Dave is annoyed about that. Yeah. That he's going to have his guy, he's going to have Wood pitching on, hasn't pitched in 2 months. He's starting. And then your other starter is pitching on 2 days rest. I think maybe that's why Root stunk is the short rest. And so then you're thinking, damn, well, now we're going to have our other lefties on even more rest or even less rest. Right. How's that going to go? So maybe he was like annoyed about that situation. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird that he didn't want to answer that. And then I think it was Matt Jones asked, I don't know if it was about Wood. I couldn't hear the question.
It was
about Wood.
It was about like, what do you expect out of him or what are you looking for?
And he was like, what do you want me to do? He said, you'll have to come to the game and watch. And I'm like, wow. And then he kind of like gave a little stern exit. I saw a bunch of people like very upset about this. I don't think anybody should be. Like, he was understandably pissed. They lost a game they felt like they should have won. He's annoyed about that. I think this is a little bit of like Dave kind of has to ham it up a little bit. Like, whenever you're getting a bunch of bad calls, you have to show your team that you're mad, And so I think Dave is more just kind of trying to send that message of like, I'm annoyed. I'm not satisfied. Doesn't want these dudes getting all fat and happy. Now, here's the thing. They go out there and suck today. We'll look back and say, man, you're being a dick in the press conference, and now you get swept by A&M.
Right.
They come out there and whip ass today. We're going to look back and say, see, Dave, he had it. He knew what he was doing. He sent a message.
Chess versus checkers.
Neither one of those things are probably accurate, but it's like that's kind of just what we do in this industry. And so the Hogs could afford to play some good baseball today. Let's just say that. It would calm down a lot of people, and we'll see. I mean, I still am a very big believer in this team's upside. Frankly, I feel like if there's a time to struggle a little bit, it's probably right now.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you guys. My laptop's doing things I don't know what, and I don't want to touch it. So when it comes to chats and everything, I'm going to rely on you guys as 2 laptops. I'm not touching this thing. I don't know what's happening, but we're still going, and that's all that matters. So either way, let's go ahead and get into the chats, if you would, if there's any good ones. By the way, real quick before we do that, remember, we're here at Alumni Hall, 3417 North College Avenue. You can shop them online at InsideArkansas.com/Alumni Hall. Hogs by 20 get you 20% off, or if you come in here in store and see us, you also get 20% off using that code, and you're going to be entered in for a raffle, the drawing, if you would, that we're going to have at the end of the show for this autographed Ben Bybee baseball. So,
there we go.
Okay. let's do some chats. And I'll just trust you guys to
here's
get some
one
good ones.
Here's one for Andrew from Jaron Garcia. Since Dave won't give us any expectations on Mr. Gage Wood, will you without yelling at us?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
He's going to pitch 1 inning. And then if he maximum 2 innings, like truly maximum 2 innings, and I think 2 innings would be like if he has like a 7-pitch first inning. I think like you're looking at like 25 pitches. Ideally, he'll throw 1, maybe strike out the side. Maybe we have a cool moment. and then I think they'll go right into whoever their long reliever is. I said it earlier. I'm interested to see what they do. I hope that it's Gackle, and I kind of think it will be because it's the way you can kind of get 4 or 5 innings out of them and trick them into, hey, you're not starting, so there's no pressure, but we still need you to throw like 5 innings. Could be Ben Bybee, and so I think both those 3 right-handed arms are probably going to be how they piece it together. And then who knows, when they get to the end of the game, maybe they'll go Jimenez, maybe they'll go Cole Gibbler, the lefty. I think they're going to need him to give them some innings, but I think it's going to be maximum 2 innings for Gage Wood.
Yeah, well, and that sounds about right because he's been out for
since
6 weeks.
week 2.
I mean, it's been a minute, right?
Yeah,
So,
since Arlington.
Yeah, fair enough. I just want to pull this up real quick from E. Billicus. He says John is the Glizzler.
Why am I the Glizzler?
I will say,
Well, and I'm also gonna. I mean, Eureka String says not throwing shade, but I sat behind John at a basketball game this past season and witnessed him absolutely house a plain glizzy after tip off.
yeah.
So,
I mean, there's been a lot of this. I will say,
It's-
John got me a glizzy last night, which I did house before we even got to home plate. Like we went from the tent to home plate. The glizzy was gone before we were even.
What
over
is this? Like I've had people just watch me do things, and they'll be like, hey, "This is what I saw." It's like, and then you don't come up to me and say hi or anything like that. Just come and just say, "Well, I saw John. He was eating nachos last night." Like, well,
there? You know the.
it's like I'm at a game. Like, what do you want me to do? Is there a good way I should eat a hot dog and at a time and place? Like, I like hot dogs.
Are y'all familiar with the guy who was eating beans in the movie theater at Cars 2?
No,
I was not aware of this.
There was a guy who brought some baked beans in his in his bag and snuck them into the movie theater to watch Cars 2, and then a young African American gentleman yelled, "This man is eating beans," and everyone laughed, and it was like a super viral tweet where I was like, "This dude's eating beans."
It's gonna happen to me, I guess.
There's nothing wrong with eating beans, although I will say in the movie theater it's
Yeah,
kind
they
of
probably
crazy.
do that.
There's nothing wrong with eating nachos at the ballpark. There's nothing wrong with eating hot dogs at the ballpark.
Dude,
There's nothing wrong with drinking a beer at the ballpark. But something about when you just say, "I saw John eating a hot dog," it's like, yeah, John's. It's like it just kind of feels like an insult.
Yeah, it's like, and I would say, I was like, well, maybe I just need to start going into the bathroom to eat a hot dog, but then that'll start a whole war. And so I'm like, I'm just going to not eat anything. I'm just going to sit
bathroom
there.
don't
glizzy.
say that.
Yeah,
A bathroom glizzy
bathroom
is not
glizzy is
the
the
answer
worst
to your,
one.
to your
It's exactly
problem.
that's what I'm saying. There's no right answer to it. It's just going to have to happen. So goodness, bring up this one. I thought this was funny. This one right here, because William F. Pick says inside Arkansas power rankings. 1 is Michelle, 2 is Curtis. 3 is Andrew, and then John. So
Didn't even give you a number.
You didn't
just
get a
said
number?
John.
no, I
That's
was
crazy.
honorable mention.
You're not on the chart. You're not on the the little standing blocks whenever we're standing 1, 2, 3. Like you're not even on that.
I feel like
that's fine.
I feel like this is something that probably changes every day. 1 is consistent though. It's like number 1 and then a big gap, and then we just kind of slot into our different spots based on the day.
Yeah, well, as I say, Michelle needs to do a better job of moderating the chat. All right. Like,
I mean,
she's
she's
going to keep that ranking.
she's not on her game today.
She's going to get
Where
on that.
is,
She's going to get that big head.
I wonder where Baby Corliss will rank whenever he comes out.
That's a good point.
We'll see how much Baby Corliss is crying during the show. I might have to do some bottle service.
Curtis going to be disciplining his child on the stream.
Yeah, it's like he has his paddle that he brings out. All right,
You are going to learn.
doing that thing.
mute the mic and yell across the room. Control your child, Michelle.
Cannot wait for like 5 years from now whenever Curtis has to just spank his child on here. That's going to be some good stuff.
I don't think that's going to be something we need on the show at that point.
Listen, kid's gonna learn, man.
Yeah, he's going to learn today. So, all right, what else we got as great as that chat
I
list?
could answer this one real quick, and then I got a good one for Andrew. Seth says, do players in the portal have to commit by the 22nd, or can additional players just not enter at that point? Yeah, so once you enter, you can commit whenever. You can commit tomorrow, you can commit in August. As long as it's within 2 weeks after classes start, you can commit and be eligible to play. The portal closes on the 22nd for most folks, but if you're a graduate transfer, you can enter whenever. So you'll see some more names pop in and out, but the vast majority of the big dogs there will be in by the 22nd. From Ethan. Says, I guess Ellis isn't ready to admit his boy Helfrich is a defensive liability. Those weren't wild pitches last night.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Ryder Helfrich, what's funny is, one, he's like he's an offensive catcher, and at the plate he's been very good. I mean, he's hitting like 315 or something like that. Got 8 home runs. You'll live with that. Defensively, I would say he's like slightly above average. Like he's not like a all-world defender, but he's a lot better than he was last year. He does a great job controlling the run game. I think there were 3 wild pitches last night. And the point he's making is, they probably all shouldn't have been wild pitches. The way they do it, and it's the general rule of thumb, if it hits the ground before it hits the glove, it usually goes down as a wild pitch. And there's definitely times, like I think there was one that bounced and then it kind of kicked away far away from Ryder, and it's like, oh yeah, you probably should have gotten that one, but like still goes down. I mean, it still like makes sense as a wild pitch. I can't remember. There may have been one that I was like, oh yeah, he really probably should have made that one, but I don't think that was like a huge factor in the game last night, frankly.
There's a lot in here asking about our man Iredale.
Yeah, no, okay. I wanted to pull up this chat right here from Karmaduke, who does a great job commenting and always supporting. He says, guess we just got to hope Iredale figures it out. I don't know if this was a joke or not, or if this was just kind of like making fun, but like that kind of is what you do, though. You know what I mean? Like, because everybody, I mean, literally, we've done this all year. We've done it with everyone in the lineup where, like, when Nolan Souza struggled, well, what do? They just keep playing him and hope he figures it out. It's like, yeah, that's what you do. And that's what he did. You know what I mean? After his 0 for whatever start, he was hitting 311 before he got hurt. You do just kind of have to do that. I'm trying to think. Not Souza, Aloy, last year when he stunk. And then him and his brother went through a slump a couple weeks ago. And it's like, oh, what do we do? It's like, they just have to hit better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Same with Zach Root a little bit, where it's like, hey, he stunk last night. Most times he doesn't stink. He's got to just stop stinking. Like that's kind of what you do. Gackel's a little bit different. They ended up moving his role around, but yeah, that kind of is the answer. Like with Brent Iredale, like he's been a fixture of the lineup all year. He's still, even in the middle of his slump, he's hitting like 290 with 10 home runs. He's like second on the team in RBI. Like he's obviously going through it right now. And it's definitely mental. Like Dave has even talked about it, where he's like, I mean, he's never failed before. He's not handling it well. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you just hope he figures it out, because what are you going to do? Start Big Country at third base every day? Which, like, I know some people unironically want to do, but it's like, I mean, you can do that, but then what are you? Then are you just lowering the ceiling of your team? It's like, I don't know. With baseball, sometimes you really do. Like, it's 60 games. You just have to let the guys play, and then over the course of the season, it averages out.
Can we take just a second here to discuss Big Country, famously not being a big country music guy, and then Carter Knox being a big country music guy?
So he's the chicken man who's really big country.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
Is Carter Knox the new big country on
I think that's what
he
we
might
have to do.
To be, honestly.
Yep.
Dude,
but with a K.
That would be electric.
With a K.
Yeah.
If we started calling big Carter Knox Big Country.
Big Country with a K.
I'm gonna next time I see Reese, I'm going to ask him about it, because I clowned Reese during football season. I was like, dude, you shaved the mustache, and this is before he picked his walk-up song. He shaved his mustache, and I was like, I don't think you're that country anymore, honestly. Like, you're still wearing boots, but I don't know how country you are. I'm gonna ask him, be like, hey, can we get your permission? Carter Knox is the new Big Country.
Yeah, I think so. Any more chats that
we got?
have?
We got a couple super chats in here that I don't think we've gotten to yet. JT Hazelwood, hell yeah, boys, I'm rock hard with enthusiasm.
Same.
Hell yeah,
aren't we all?
That's why we're sitting down.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
exactly. There's a reason that the cameras are from the nips up here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly.
And we got Garrett, our man. He's in here. He says, "Am I hop on late? John looks like 2 Chainz. Curtis is a white man Shaq. And Andrew just looks like a surfer from Hawaii." What would a white man Shaq? Is that like?
I guess.
Well, I was gonna say Zach Eady, but he's not really white.
Yeah, see, that would have been a good one.
Same with like Yao Ming, but he's not,
not white either. Yeah.
Not white.
Sean
Bradley.
Asian. Sean Bradley, maybe. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, he didn't have the girth though.
Yeah, he wasn't that. So okay.
I'm a Porzingis.
There you go.
There we go.
Dirk.
Okay.
Not really a Shaq, but he's grown into his body.
More of a
There you
finesse
go.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scalabrini, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm 2 Chainz. I'll take. I guess that.
2 Chainz was a
how do
great
you feel
basketball
about
player.
that?
I mean, I'm fine with it. He's the one that. Which song? Because I had a buddy of mine when I was in college who listened to 2 Chainz, and it was the same song every time. I'm trying to remember which song it was.
The birthday one. All I want for my birthday is a big booty.
Yeah, maybe it's that one. Oh, it's also when didn't he do a song with Fall Out Boy too? Like randomly?
Maybe. I'm not sure. 2 Chainz also, I'm pretty sure, made like a 31 on his ACT.
Well, then, you know what's crazy?
And was a scholarship player at
crazy?
Morehead University. So
I made a 31. I made a 31 on my ACT.
There you go.
No lie.
There you go.
Yeah, I made it.
Really?
Yeah, in high school. I had a 2.4 GPA, but I had a 31 on my ACT. It's the only reason I got into the University of Arkansas. Yeah, they just showed you that. I was like, I could be smart. I just didn't try. So, yeah.
Did you feel like when you walked out of taking the ACT, were you like, I think I nailed it, or did you get the score and you're like, really?
Oh, I was like, really? Because that never happened. Like, I was like, I think I just maybe got lucky and everything too. Yeah, 31 on my ACT.
That's insane.
Yeah. Well, trust me, I know. That's what's so shocking about it.
It's wild, man.
Trust me, I threw stuff against the wall. That's why it's multiple choice. Sometimes it's like you just, dead clock's right twice a day. Yeah. I mean, listen, I just got lucky.
All of Alumni Hall is stunned that John made a 31 on his ACT, bro. Got the whole room to be like, yo.
My fans love me. Yeah, they really appreciate everything.
I'll give you credit, dude. I think I took it 4 or 5 times and got up to a 27. And I remember working so hard to get that 27. I took it at a school. I took it like the latest day you possibly could, and I had to drive like an hour to do it because I signed up late because I was hoping to get up to 28 because that would get me like a next level of stuff. Made it 27.
27's still solid, though. I mean, that's like, I think the average is like 22, 23 or something.
I'm also
like that.
27 years old right now, so, you know.
You know what else is 27? Ryder Helfrich.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
The worst catcher of all time.
Apparently, according to the chats. A few more comments. Also, by the way, too, shout out to the Mr. and Mrs. Beidelshees. They were in Alumni Hall earlier today and said hey, and then how much they love the bombastic.
I wonder if they drove
and all
down
that.
from Ohio.
Now, that I don't know. Drove, flew, I don't know. I should ask
By the
that.
way, shout out to Landon Beidelshees, by the way, because he's from Ohio, went to Ohio State, coach gets fired last year, enters the portal. On his glove has an Ohio flag. Like, he's still an Ohio boy.
Big Ohio guy.
But, you know, he was like, wait, my coach got fired and I can make a lot of money going somewhere else. Let me just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I like that.
Benintendi was Ohio,
It's a good
right,
life
too?
decision, in my
He was
opinion,
Cincinnati, so he's Ohio, yes.
Okay.
Didn't know where
like, wait a minute.
I was like, wherever the hell Cincinnati's at. Oh, I guess it is Ohio.
Yeah. A few more comments. I know we'll get into question of the day here.
Let's see what we got here. Eddie Knight says, just got on any portal news today. Not a whole lot that is new from this morning's Pod at the Palace, where we talked about Arkansas's interest in PJ Haggerty out of Memphis, All-American guard, which is would be interesting now that we know DJ Wagner's coming back and everything. But keep an eye out there. Chad Baker-Mazara, another one that both those guys are going to be highly coveted. Jameer Watkins. So check that out. A lot of good information there today. A few things of note. One, Ja'Kai Howard, who this is an interesting name because he was a guy that Eric Musselman recruited pretty hard. And super, super crazy athlete. And I can't remember if he was overtime elite or if he was a G League Ignite guy. It was one of those things. Ridiculously athletic player. Was a freshman at Auburn this year. He was Arkansas. He's hit the portal, and Arkansas is one of the schools that's been in contact with him. Does that mean anything? No, not necessarily. But they don't contact people like Muss did. So when you see that, you go, okay, they're intrigued by something here. But Ja'Kai Howard is he had some crazy highlights this year of like alley-oop windmills and stuff as a true freshman in games. You're like, geez, this dude could be really good. He's also one of the guys who was responsible for the flight getting turned around when they were getting ready to go play Houston. So there was that.
For the horseplay?
For the horseplay, yeah, the aggressive horse playing that caused an international event or whatever.
Sheesh,
so
man.
there was that. And then later in the year, I can't remember who it was they were playing, but it was a big game. At any rate, he got his rotation in the first half, and then right after halftime, he was saying something. He was talking to Bruce Pearl, and Pearl like kicked him out. He was like, "You can't be on the bench with us anymore. Like, get the hell out of here." And then I didn't hear anything else about it the rest of the year. So a little bit of a knucklehead. So between him and Chad Baker-Mazara that Arkansas has been in contact with, you're like, what the heck is? They really trying to get some tough guys in here, I guess. I don't know. So that's a new name. We'll see if anything comes of that. Denzel Aberdeen, who was the sixth man for Florida's national championship team this year and would be the only returning guard. So you automatically thought, okay, he'll probably elevate himself and be a starter for him. They've got the point guard from Princeton. Like, Florida's looking good. Well, Aberdeen hit the portal today. And he's a really, really good, talented player on the wing. If you're looking for shooting or whatever, I don't know. I mean, maybe that could be something that's interesting there. I think those are the main two names right off the top there. So that's the portal news that I have for you as of 1 o'clock or whatever it is here on Friday.
So none of you better ask again the rest of the show today who it is.
And tomorrow morning, if you're thinking, man, I wish I had an update, just watch the show.
Yeah, there's this thing called Pod at the Palace that you could check into as well. So,
which, by the way, a lot of people have been checking.
I saw that. Yeah, it was in all the papers. That apparently it's a big deal. All right, so I'm going to need one of y'all to go to our Alumni Hall question of the day. If you can put it up on the on the thing here, because again, my laptop decided to just have a stroke.
It's hanging
in
there,
it.
but it's
I don't touching it, man. Like whatever it is, I can't exit out of this screen, and as long as we're on the air, rolling with it. So
I'm reading I'm reading all the open tabs that you have on your laptop, John, and it might have something to do with that. But
why didn't it
see? Why you got to start stuff, man? Why you got to make things up? Come on now. Come on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, let's say, come on now, man. People are getting enough crap as it is. I always need that going on. So yes, your Alumni Hall question of the day, which we're of course here at Alumni Hall. And again, if you come in using code HOGSBY20, get 20% off your purchase. You get put in a drawing for this awesome Ben Bybee autographed baseball, which a lot of people are already in there. See the little papers. So we'll do that at the end of the show. But you can also shop online, InsideArkansas.com/Alumni Hall. And you can also be entered into the competition for the drawing of this. And, of course, it'll be done at the end of the day, or at the end of the show. So you can't just do it afterwards. You got to do it now. But we appreciate them having us out. It's always fun to be out here. And we got the Kool-A's, got the Aloha Hogs.
There you go,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, got that. Got the DJ Wagner jersey, which, you know what, this better be flying off the stands this weekend after this man decided to come back and play for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I next time I come in here, there better not be any DJ Wagner jerseys because y'all bought them all up. So I'm just saying. But either way, they got it all here, folks. But it's a really simple question because we'll get to the chats. It's just for the doubleheader today. What do you think Arkansas does? What's the record? So you 2-0, 1-1, or 0-2? And the Razorback faithful, because again, since I have to pull it up on my phone like a whore.
I want to see how the people are feeling here.
Yeah, so
I think they're kind of confident, right?
They are. 52% says 2-0.
52%.
Yeah. 34% says 1-1. 14% says 0-2.
So I mean, of course, like, you know, I'll talk myself into 2-0. I'm there. I did say before the series, though, someone texted me and asked what my prediction, and I was like, I think they'll win Thursday and then split the doubleheader. I feel like most of the time now, weirdly enough, Arkansas's, the doubleheaders they've been involved in have been, they've swept them because they've been playing bums. And A&M just swept a doubleheader against against Tennessee a couple weeks ago. I feel like it's just a guaranteed split. Like, I feel like anytime you have two teams that are pretty similar, and I think Arkansas and A&M are a lot closer than their records indicate.
Sure.
I think we're probably looking at a split here, but I'd love to be proven wrong.
Yeah, me too.
I'll go 2-0.
I'll go 2-0 as well.
Okay. This is perfect timing.
Yeah, we got to play the thingy.
We got news?
While we're at Alumni Hall, mind you, Logan coming through with the with the heavy hitter, with the big dog here.
Yeah, super
chat. Buy Baby Wilkerson his first piece of Razorback gear.
Hell yeah! Also, he said, I like how he said his, and then he puts like the finger crossed.
Well, you don't want a girl?
Hypothetically, it could be a girl.
We'll find. We're gonna find out. And so I actually.
When are you finding out?
Soon-ish.
Okay.
I don't want to put pressure on Michelle because I know we're going to find out.
I'll put pressure on Michelle.
We might not find out though.
Yeah.
Me and her are going to find out. Well, I can tell you guys the story. It's okay. And so what we're doing, I don't know if she's going to get mad at me for this.
She ain't listening.
It'll be fine. Anyway, so in a few weeks we're going to do just kind of a mini baby moon. Is that what they call it?
I have no kids, so I don't know.
Anyway, we're taking a weekend. We're going back to where we got married, out on Virginia Beach and everything. And so we have the gender results, right? But we haven't looked at them. It's like sealed up and everything. And so we have someone who has sent that to the person over there who made our wedding cake, and they're going to make like a gender reveal cake.
That's cool.
So we're going to be back like where we got married and everything.
That's
and
awesome.
then we'll find out and we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I got a better idea. How about forget all that noise? You get a basketball and you dunk it and it explodes and then you see that. How about that? Yeah. Come on, Michelle.
I mean, listen, I would love to do that. And maybe we do that with you people.
Maybe that's how he figures it out.
You know what I mean?
Bricks a free throw and that's how he finds out.
Yeah, that's why it's got to be a dunk on a smaller goal.
Well,
so
Curtis,
you don't.
So like, I'm not going to tell you because I know y'all want to keep it a surprise, but like, my sources have already told me what y'all got going on.
Oh, really?
I've been hearing it from people I trust.
Reporting it for weeks.
The rumor mills have been a muck. So
big intel coming in.
I'm sure the folks working over there are like, hey, we know the gender of this child.
Yeah,
there's he's got a couple crystal balls. I'm just saying.
Well,
thank you, Logan.
Yeah, appreciate you, Logan, as always, man, for all of that too. So, yeah, there was a chat too I wanted to bring up, but I couldn't because laptop sucks. But somebody said that we saved them like $85 by them coming to Alumni Hall.
It was.
So that's good stuff.
I know who it was. Just give me like 12 seconds to pull it up.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let's say we got our research team going in here, but whoever it was, thank you, and glad that we could help you out for $85.
I feel like it was vids from me.
Was it? Okay. Oh, no, I think it was Finch, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, yeah.
It was Finch right here.
Appreciate
y'all saving me $85.
That's what we're here for.
I guess he made a lot of purchases.
That's a hefty. Yeah,
I'm not going to do the math, and it would take me a long time. I'd have to get out a calculator.
Alumni Hall hit their goals today.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that bat he must have bought was like a Triton, man.
Yeah, let's say it was made out of like what was it? I was gonna make a nerdy joke, but now I can't even make the joke because it's stupid. No, it should have been. I was gonna say it was like what was it? The lightsaber stuff like that's made out
Kyber
of
crystal.
Thank you. That I couldn't even nail that joke, so it's terrible. But either way, Pablo, we got to meet Pablo.
Man.
Yeah, I said y'all save about $50 to $60. That's what we're here for. We're here to save you money, make you live better. Get you geared up for the Razorback Woo Pig weekend.
Make you live better, look better.
Yeah.
Everybody flexing their purchases. They're like, oh, I spent.
Yeah, well, I just spent $2,000. It's like, what are you poors doing? Like, yeah, come on now. Like, but no, we appreciate it. Again, that's we've had a bunch of people come around, and sometimes because again the headsets, a few people I'm like, okay, these people listen and all that. Some people I feel like just come in and be like, they're doing stuff over there. So, hey, you guys are cool. You're doing that.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to acknowledge that, Curtis.
Of course I'm going to acknowledge that. I'm not letting that one slide for sure. When the lady of your life calls you a nerd, I'm 1,000% getting in on that conversation. So,
well, there'd be a lot of those conversations. I get called a nerd a lot, but appreciate Hillary tapping into the show. Yeah. She did say something nice to me, though. I think she said that my hat looks good. So,
well, can I say it? Can I ask this? Did she spell it right?
I think she did.
I was about to say, because if she spelled it right, then maybe you're a little bit of a nerd too,
This is true.
I mean,
she did. She did spell it right. Okay, she also was there with me whenever I had my own Kyra crystal and made my lightsaber. So
and she capitalized it too.
She's well versed on the Kyber crystals. Don't let her pretend like she's not a little bit of a nerd.
Hey, while we're on the subject here, Camel Hog is still a thing?
No, it's definitely a thing. We're probably not going to go to the 25th. We'll probably just have to go because that's like next week. I guess it literally is next week. But Revenge of the Sith is going to be 25th anniversary, I think. No, it's the 20th anniversary because it was 2005 that it came out. But I might make you watch. Episodes 1 and 2 before.
Okay.
We're not going to do a release order. We're just going to make him do chronological order. And he'll just have to pick up on it.
Yeah. Give me my homework.
We're literally gonna make you watch the 2 worst Star Wars movies before you can watch Revenge.
They're not
of the
the worst. They're not the worst.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Disney Star Wars is the worst. Come on, let's be real about it.
Well,
let's not start a holy war here. Like we got other things, bigger fish to fry. Star Wars is important though. They're gonna do it on 4th and 25 day.
Yeah, on 4th and 25. On Hunter Henry Day.
Can you believe that? Man, that's crazy.
I've seen this like 7 times in the last.
It must be important then.
2 minutes here.
No, DJ a lock.
DJ Haggerty is not a lock for Arkansas. He is not.
I love that stuff. He's like, is it a lock?
I gotta be honest. I think I'm kind of anti the Go Hogs commenter that has the dual Razorback LSU Razorback LSU profile.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I don't know if I rock with that.
Oh wow. That's a house divided.
Shout out to Hazelwood. Me and him were talking about this the other day. That me and him both had opportunities to flip. We were both tempted by the dark side, if you will, and we both chose to not be LSU fans. Well, I could have very easily gotten away with it, and our LSU was winning all these titles when I'm a kid, and I was like kind of secretly in my heart like, damn, that's awesome. But I was like, you know what? I'm never going to flip. I don't know if I can respect Go Hogs over here. I don't know if he married into an LSU family or what, but...
Listen, people who have that stuff, they're usually villains, like Two-Face and Batman, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. There's a reason why are always bad people who do those things. So
he calls his hogs with one hand and he eats his corn dogs with the other. I don't know if I can get behind that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Is this a spoiler that you guys need to tell me about? Curtis ain't ready for the emotional punch of the had me burst scene.
I
think honestly there will be scenes that are more emotional than that.
I think Curtis is just going to be like, "What's going? What is that?" Like, what was it the last time we were here? What is it about Alumni Hall? Because we talked about Star Wars
here a lot. Yeah,
because what was it? Curtis brought up a person that didn't exist or something. He was like I like the golden something.
The golden trash can.
The golden trash can.
Yeah,
that's what it was. It's like what?
We also had a conversation about like what Star Wars character Calipari would be, and then it was it was so obviously Emperor Palpatine that we were like, all right, we can't even have this conversation.
Yeah. Any other cool chats? It's been done. Yeah, sorry. It's again. I wish I could do. All the Star chat went. Star chats went away.
That says between the guys that are in the portal, which 2 would y'all take? I mean, Jameer Watkins is just he's so high up there on my list because it makes a lot of sense, and we talked about it a lot. But I think the best way to fit in another really like big time impact piece would, without like somebody else who you're expecting to play not playing a lot of minutes, I guess is what I'm saying here, is somebody who can play the 3 and the 4, because like there's minutes to be had at the 4 behind Trevon, and you could squeeze some into the 3, and then all of a sudden you could have a guy who's playing 25, 30 minutes, and it's not squeezing anybody else out too much. And Jameer Watkins is the perfect fit for that kind of role. 6'7", 215 pounds. He's a bucket getter. He's really just a big guard, but he can play multiple positions. He's switchable. He averaged 19 a game at Florida State. I see a lot of people where they're doing the thing was like, he can't shoot. He can't shoot. He made over 53s this year, and I think he's a career, 33% shooter or something. Or maybe he was like 34% 2 years ago. But what you got to understand, Florida State sucked. And,
they did.
And his usage rate was through the roof. And so his shot quality was significantly worse than it would be at Arkansas, surrounded by better players. So I'm not saying that he's going to all of a sudden be a guy that is a high volume and he shoots 40% from 3 or whatever. But is there a world where he becomes way more efficient and he's shooting 35%, on decent volume from 3? Absolutely. And he's just really good at basketball. He's one of those guys who's like going through the draft process, but is actually serious about it. Mm-hmm. So it might be a longer wait for him to figure out he should come back to college. It looks like he's a back end of the second round at best. But you're probably going to have to pay. Like, he might be a $3 million man type of dude. He would easily be number 1 on my list. And I like the idea of Chad Baker-Mazara, the player, because he's the best shooter of the bunch. I like the idea of PJ Haggerty because he's an All-American guard. But some of those guys, I do look at it and wonder, okay, if Arkansas gets them, that's great. You're extra loaded, but who gets screwed here with minutes?
Yeah.
Is Billy not going to play? Is one of the freshmen not going to play as much? That's just kind of part of the deal here. Watkins, I think, is the best type of fit that they could have, unless you want to go get like a Darian Williams or something that they haven't really been connected to.
I am a firm believer that Jameer Watkins would be a much more efficient scorer. Really, anywhere he ends up, he will be more efficient. Like you said, was on a bad Florida State team where he basically created 80% of his offense. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't getting a ton of assisted looks. I think his spot-up shooting would be pretty solid. I want to say he's like an above-average free throw shooter too, which is always like a good sign. Like, if you're a really good free throw shooter, not that he's like an 85, 90, but like he knocks down his free throws. I feel like his jump shot is one that could end up yielding to like a 36, 37% from 3 type of guy. And I think he also just the body type. I think he would get so many more easy looks, whether that be open looks from 3 or just cutting back door, getting easy looks at the rim. I think the type of shot he would get at Arkansas would be night and day different than the shots he were taking at Florida State. And he also does have experience creating. Like, he's a guy that when there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, he's going to be able to get you a better look than most guys would in that situation.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there for sure. And there's other names, because some of the thought process that people have had is like, oh, well, because Nate Ament's going to go elsewhere and Adou Thiero's not coming back, then they've got $7 million or whatever. They can just throw it at 2 big fish here. I don't know that they've got quite that much. Like, I'm not saying they have an absolute cap, because if they really, really wanted to stretch it out with John Tyson's money, like, they could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the most likely scenario, if Carter Knox comes back, is you add one more really, really big piece, and then it's like specialist role players from there, like a guy who only shoots threes or a guy who only blocks shots or whatever. Now, if Knox doesn't come back, which I think that's an unlikely outcome here, but then you might go out and get 2 of these big-time players out of the portal and take it from there. So we'll see what it looks like. But a couple more chats that we have here. This is cool from John Cronk. He says, Andrew, got the wife and kids loaded up, coming from Charleston, South Carolina.
Holy crap,
man. See the Omaha Hogs play Game 3 tonight. Listen to you guys 3 hours out. Maybe we'll see you at Bomb. Go Hogs. Wow.
Okay, dude, that's Kronk. Awesome. Yeah, if you see me at Bomb, definitely come say what's up. Kronk. I love that last name. I mean,
yeah.
Emperor's New Groove, of course.
Apparently,
but also, that's a long drive, man.
It is a long drive. Apparently, Charleston's one of the best places in the country.
I've heard things.
I think so.
I've heard really good things.
I think it's decent.
Yeah.
And then we have one more. There we go. From Austin Taylor says, I turned down acceptance letters from Alabama and LSU to go to Arkansas. Could have been a national champion, but would
To be fair,
to be a Hog in
okay.
every lifetime.
Not like those are Ivy League schools, buddy. Let's let's relax. But no, I respect that. I mean, hey, you made the right decision. Maybe not actually, but in terms of like morality, we respect that.
Yeah.
I just had the craziest deja vu.
Uh-oh. In a good way or bad way?
I mean, no way whatsoever. I just had crazy deja vu of being here and having this exact conversation.
Of someone who turned down our Alabama and
It's,
LSU.
it's the weirdest thing.
Interesting. Interesting.
See,
It threw me for a loop. That's all.
I didn't. I was Darren McFadden. I was coming here no matter what.
Can I leave you guys? I'm about to abandon you guys, by the way, because I'm about to go to bomb before anything crazy happens. Before I do that, can I leave y'all with some news?
Sure.
So one, Rocco Pepe's back in the lineup today, starting at first base. Love to see that. Kozel's going to play second. I like that. Got lefty starters on the mound. Need to get a right-handed bat in there. Pepe's been banged up. This is the first week he has not been listed on the injury report in a long time. He was listed as doubtful last week, so I thought that maybe just kind of used my own brain. I was like, maybe he'll be available. He was not listed on the injury report at all, so I'm assuming that means he's 100%. Logan Maxwell, by the way, I see a chat here from Tucker. He is not in the lineup today. They got Carson Bowles playing right field. Diggs, by the way, came in and got a base hit yesterday. Pinch hit. I thought that might earn Diggs a start, but against a lefty starter, again, you're going with Bowles. Don't be stunned if you see Diggs in this game later today, though. Maxwell is not 100% healthy, nor has he been since he got on campus, frankly. Really has he been the last couple of years. He's been like nursing a hamstring injury basically since his sophomore year at TCU.
It's wild.
And it's never really 100%. I was noticing him last night. He beat out a fielder's choice, like a softly hit ground ball that, like, frankly, I was like, they shouldn't have a chance for two, and he barely beat it out. He was not getting around well at all. Like, he was not moving great. And so, something to keep an eye on. I don't think it's a huge deal because he's, all year this has been applying to him, and he's been swinging it well. But I think that definitely contributes to him not being in the lineup today. And it's going to be something that we kind of always deal with. I'm not saying you should be panicked about it, but when you don't see Logan Maxwell's name in the lineup, you can almost guarantee it goes hand in hand with that hamstrings probably flaring up a little bit, but nothing to worry about too much.
Well, when you do leave, could you leave your laptop? I'll bring it to you, so that way I can do things.
Like
the
100%.
Chats. Because it's I'm over in no man's land over here, so it's
John
fine,
Neighbor's notoriously accused of hating the chat, but when he doesn't
Yeah,
have access
now all of
to
a sudden he wants
so
to chat.
What I'm saying is he
actually-
has escaped the allegations, people, because he's got his eyes on it.
I haven't escaped the allegations because I'm doing it because we're going to have some other sponsored segments. I need to bring up that stuff. That's the thing I actually care about. Yeah, forget you guys in the chat. Come on now.
Well, also, are we going to 135 or is it 2?
Yeah, we're going until we're done.
Okay. I mean, that's what I figured.
There's no time limit on greatness.
Yeah, that's right. So I
have no problem leaving you my laptop. I definitely am not going to be using it.
I wouldn't think so, yeah.
Soon. I mean,
I'm about saying I am going to see you at the game anyway, so yeah, might as well just bring it to you. Not in the game, but
Yeah, you can't bring it in the game.
They won't allow that. They'll be shot on site.
Not anymore. They don't do that. They don't do that anymore.
Shot on site.
Well, boys, I wish you well. Curtis made me late to bomb yesterday with all the basketball news that he decided to break.
What a jerk.
And so, I can't be late at bomb 2 days in a row.
I can spoil it for you. If you miss the first inning, Arkansas will give up at least one run.
Yep.
So
I wasn't there. That's why Zach Root's outing got off to a bad start, because I wasn't there to start. I got to be there to watch Gage Wood pitch. Got to be there. So I love you, boys. I'll see you later.
Yep.
I should be seeing you later. I'll see you by the end of the weekend, though.
okay.
All right.
Y'all have a good one. I'm leaving you my laptop.
Yeah, you
Don't
are.
do anything stupid in there. Don't look at my search history either.
I will do my best to not.
You guys got to get it under control with your personal laptops here, man.
I'm about to say,
This is
what
wild.
is this? It's like I get accused of things and stuff, and it's just part of it.
Yeah, so just click right there, Control H.
Yeah,
and
right.
we'll see what he's got going
Suddenly
on.
the screen share pops up on the stream, and then all of a sudden I'm in cahoots with everything too. So, So now you just got to deal with me and Curtis for the rest of the show as we're live from Alumni Hall here in Fayetteville, 3417 North College Avenue. You can also shop them online at insidearkansas.com/alumni hall and do it that way too. And again, if you use the code HOGSBY20, you get 20% off, as well as getting the running for the drawing of this for the Ben Bybee baseball too. So,
dude, are you seeing some of this these family issues that people are having in the chat?
No, I haven't been able to because I didn't have a laptop that was saying it.
Seth says he married into a Baylor Longhorn family.
Ew.
And it hurts. I bet it does hurt.
Like, that's weird. I don't know. There's so many weird combinations of like you see these like house divided license plates.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Because if you see one that's like Ohio State, Michigan, it's like, okay, whatever. But if you see ones that are like really random, like Texas, Baylor, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's nuts. And then our buddy Exclusive Cards. My wife was a Longhorn fan before I met her, but converted her from the dark side. See, that's good. Those are the goals.
That's good. Yeah. Did you convert her in the way of like the Star Wars way, or you convert her in the way of, like from going from like an atheist to a Christian? Was she baptized in the name of the Razorbacks? Like, is it something like that? Is it to that extent?
Let me ask you. Okay, we need to talk about your love life for a minute.
Why? Like, here on this,
well, I mean, it's just got it's brought up some questions.
Okay, all right.
Does it matter to you whether the love of your life that you meet in Q4 of 2025 is does sports fandom matter? And if so, could it be a situation like this, or does it have to be a Razorback fan? Like, could you do it like with a Longhorn fan, but you're like, oh, she's perfect in every other way, just not this one?
It would depend on the obnoxious nature of it, because I'll get really deep in this, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. But there is a girl, I'm still friends with her to this day, but there is this girl that worked in media, and she's a diehard Texas Longhorn fan. And did you forget something? Oh, the hanger. She took the hanger from you, so you just got to give it back to her. So sorry, but she was, but she's a diehard Texas fan, and there was some interest that I was like kind of maybe wanted to date her. Of course, she had zero interest in me, and that's fine. But I was like that, knowing that she was a Longhorn fan, I still wanted to shoot the shot because it's kind of like maybe I could win her over. Probably not, but no, it's something to where if you're obnoxious, which she actually is, then no, I can't. If you're obnoxious about your fandom where it's just like you want to talk crap to me and stuff, no. But if it's one of those things of like, hey, you're from that city, you went to that school, and you root for them on like casually, but you still root for my team too, then that's okay. But if you're gonna like laugh when my team loses and I'm crying, then no, I got nothing for you. So.
Okay. Well, Sharkansas says I know who he's about to talk about. Do you think that Sharkansas knows?
I mean, I don't know. Everybody knows everything else about me. They know, like, apparently that I eat plain hot dogs at the games and then where I'm sitting. So it wouldn't surprise me. My goodness.
And sweet Arkansas gal is my poor hubby. I knew nothing about the Hogs.
Oh, well, now look at you.
I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah. My mom was the same way with my dad. My dad was a Razorback fan. My mom was living in California and Texas. Her first Razorback game was going to the 1992 Arkansas LSU game when Big Oliver Miller packed Shaq. That was her first Razorback event ever.
I like
and
that
ever since then, she was converted. I was like, you got lucky. Because imagine if, like, you were, like, your first Razorback sporting event was something awful. There's been a lot of that. Imagine that. So
we have the entire car full of the Kronks.
The Kronks are here?
Coming from Charleston.
Okay.
Tuning into the show. So shout out to Summer.
All right.
Shout out to everyone that's traveling from Charleston to Fayetteville for that. I mean, this is awesome, man. Very cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks. Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in. That's awesome. Hopefully, the signal keeps wherever you're driving through. Certain areas of Arkansas on I-40, get a little suspect.
Know. Yeah, you never know.
So, yeah. Appreciate that.
Chakota is on this too. So I don't know her, but I remember John tweeting at a Longhorn girl before the football game this year. Got the eyeball emoji.
Yeah, you probably are getting it right then, if that's the case.
So anyway,
real subtle. Yeah, I mean, it's I like to be subtle when it comes to those things too. So man, it stinks. I had so many like little funny chats that I was going to read from earlier in the show that were starred, but the stars went away. Because with my laptop, apparently everything else. So that's the way it goes. But again, folks, we're here at Alumni Hall. I've had a lot of people come in and check it out. It looks a little cloudy outside, but there's no rain in the forecasts today.
Yeah, can we not do the this nonsense today?
Dude, I'm sick of this nonsense. It's exactly what it is it's nonsense. And also, I went to bring this story up when we were here earlier, and the Mr. and Mrs. Beidelshees came in. They were talking about, I guess the nickname he goes by is Cheese, and she made the joke that apparently Landon, her son, said, "No, you can't call me that, Mom." Says you can't say that. So it's apparently they used to call him LB when they were in, I guess, up in Ohio. But apparently everyone could call him Cheese, but just not, because then they started saying that on Sundays when he would pitch, because they wore the cream jerseys, they called him Cream Cheese, and it was like, oh gosh, it's like, all right, we could get really weird here if this is going to do that. So, anyways, but yeah, no, we appreciate it though. Everybody who's come in, a A lot of great action here at Alumni Hall as they have everything going on. I think I might end up buying this, DJ. Now that I know he's coming back, I think I'm going to end up buying this because I have a football jersey for Razorback basketball or Razorback football that I wear if I go to something. It's a Matt Jones jersey.
Okay.
So I got that, and I have a McFadden one. Baseball, I have quite a few of them, but they're not like actual numbers. Basketball, the only one I have is my old school from the student section Brandon Dean jersey, which is vintage, and I don't want to mess it up. So I was like, I need a basketball jersey to wear. So I think I'm going to end up purchasing this DJ Wagner jersey using code Hogs by 20, so I can get that 20% off.
There we go.
Doing it that way too. So. All right, we'll get to more of your chats, folks. And we really appreciate everybody tuning in. But let's go ahead and get into our heavy hitters. And that's, of course, presented by our friends over at HD Roofing, where we know that storms can hit unexpectedly as some storms are going to be coming in this weekend. And some of you, if you have your home, is there anything worse than having a leak in your home and in your roof when you're in the rain? I don't think there's anything worse than that. No. I can't imagine. It would suck. But that's okay. Look no further with HD Roofing. They're going to help you out with it because they'll give you a free inspection right here in the state of Arkansas, and they'll get you set up and have the best materials, expert installation, everything to make sure your roof is good to go, fixed up, no problems, no questions asked, and they are great people down there at HD Roofing. You can call them today at 501-428-0429. You can also check them out at hdarkansas.com for all the latest, greatest up-to-date information on what they got going on. Schedule your appointment today. It's with our friends over at HD Roofing and Construction. So, Curtis, my heavy hitter, I want to give a shout-out to is, of course, yesterday when we were at the Razorback baseball game. I mentioned this a little bit, but we had somebody come up, and, people come up and say, hey, we love what you guys do, and they were talking to Andrew, and they love listening to Bombastic and everything. But the amount of questions I get about you, and it's just like, people are just like, I get frustrated for Curtis because of the thing that goes on with Pod at the Palace and everything. And I just wanted to give out, and this is going to be cringy and lame, but I'm going to give my shot. My heavy hitter is Curtis because this dude over here has to deal with so much crap of the nonsensical thing of the transfer portal. And of course, he does the work. He doesn't complain about it and say, I'm out, I'm not doing this. No, he puts in the work. He does it. He handles it. And it's been great. And the Pod at the Palace is popping off like crazy, which is so awesome. And we appreciate everybody that's tuned in for it. But Curtis puts in the work. He's got a lot of stuff going on, whether it's Spot at the Palace, whether it's got the Discord chat that gets out of control sometimes, all of that nonsense. But my heavy hitter is Curtis Wilkerson for doing the work, getting the job done. And that's my lame, cringy thing, for that. So,
well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
The key to not going too crazy during portal season when you're covering it is just to not take yourself too seriously, man. It's and then just understanding how this works. So I got to the point where, like the Pod at the Palace, it goes out every morning at 6 a.m. and you got to wait until midnight or so before you're recorded.
Yeah.
Get as close to publish time as you can possibly get to where it's as fresh as it can be. But the truth is, like the one I put out, this morning at 6 a.m., I would imagine after being off the grid for an hour and a half, 2 hours here, when I go back and get caught up, most of that's going to be old news. By that time, it moves so quick and it's ever changing. And sometimes you think something's going to happen and it turns out to not. And it's easy to look at it and be like, oh, it's idiot, wrong, whatever. And sometimes that might be the case. Sometimes stuff just changes. A number will change. NIL will change. Somebody else will come into the fold. A new target will emerge, and they'll back off of somebody. And if you think about a high school recruitment that lasts for like 2-3 years, this is the exact same thing crammed into like 2 or 3 days. Sometimes with some of these kids, it's fluid, it's moving, it's crazy. It's frustrating and awesome and exciting all at the same time. And so it's been a good time, and super appreciative of everybody who's been tapping into the Pod at the Palace and all those sickos over in the Discord who are highly entertaining. It's a not safe for work operation. Like, I wouldn't recommend sending your kids there by any means, but it's funny, and there's good folks over there, and there's good information in there, and we enjoy hanging out. So appreciate that for sure. And then my heavy hitter, very, very easily to kind of piggyback off that, it's John Calipari.
Yeah, needs it.
Needed that. Needed that from the man. Just showing signs of life, showing proof of concept there, because we've been doing the whole thing about like, it's just trust Cal or whatever. We even had the episode earlier in the week, like, should Razorback fans really trust Cal? And the whole point was saying yes.
Yeah.
You just got to give him time. and he's proven everyone right and himself, over the course of the last week here. And it was good because you do get to a point where with the content and everything, we give the analogy of the duck on the water, right? It's just kind of calm, cool, and collected. It's not doing too much, but underneath it's just paddling like crazy. And sometimes you kind of get tired of talking about hypotheticals and the same guys and some of the same information. Finally, things are moving and the dominoes are starting to fall into place, and it's getting exciting. We're moving on to some new names and some new possibilities. So shout out to him for getting it going a little bit, man. I needed it. So Cal is 100% my heavy hitter here.
Yeah, and he deserves it. It's just one of those things to where, we've all had to make adjustments of how Cal is here. I mean, when the second he got hired, that was almost one of my first thoughts of, this is going to be a whole different animal, of talking about and dealing with John Calipari every day. Like, it's going to be a whole new animal. And to see, how he's handling it, we're learning and we're figuring things out and seeing it. But there is, and I mean this, and I don't even say it just because he's the coach of Arkansas, but I mean this. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen a coach that has more of a grasp on like everything and at the highest level of just being like, there's no panic in anything. Because he kept saying all year long, you talk to Coach Big, he's like, hey, I believe in this team. I love it. If I can play right now.
I love coaching
this team. He loved coaching the team. Like, and everyone's like, okay, buddy, well, you're 1-6. Like, all right, I mean, you could just say that. But you went to the Sweet 16 and you had a chance and you were in a great position to go to the Elite 8 at least. And so it's like, I'm not saying that everything he says is just gospel, but man, the dude knows what he's doing. He knows how to put a calm on everybody. He's doing it at the highest level. And even if it's different and all of that, I'm just, whatever, dude, do what you need to do. I trust in you. Because you know a lot more about it than me, and you are light years ahead. It's even if he's an old coach, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
He's still light years ahead of the game when it comes to players, adding them, NIL, everything. So, yeah, he's definitely worth all that.
We should also give Chin Coleman a heavy hitter award,
always,
because he's the most recognizable figure in the world. And when it was like Stalkergate the other day, trying to figure out who's on the visit, like who they have in town,
Golly.
And the only reason that they were able to for sure identify that it was the Arkansas men's basketball staff, and eventually Nick Pringle, was because of Chin Coleman.
Yes.
And his big yellow hat and everything else is like, oh, yeah, that's them for sure. He's more recognizable than John Calipari or some of these other people out there. So shout out to Chin.
Is he the most recognizable assistant coach in Razorback history?
He might be, man.
Like, because you think about the assistant coaches, and you've had some. I mean, like Bobby Petrino's a pretty big time, but I don't think Bobby Petrino's not walking out amongst the public, and if he is, he's not wearing yellow hats.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be pretty subtle about it, but. Yeah, I think that, man, I just think that it's just the staff and everybody, because I always looked at when we go to games and looking down at the bench, and I'm like, there's 27 people on that bench that aren't in jerseys, because it's like, who are these people? What do they do? Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason why they have it. There's a reason why they have all of them, and so I'm just excited. I know that you get excited about every sport that's good. Baseball's exciting. I know that you didn't win yesterday. We'll take care of business today, and that's fine. But it's just nice to have that excitement element of Razorback basketball being good, having a really great coach, having really great players, but being in the mix and being in the conversation of every great player, of every great game, of every great, like, it's just such a cool feeling to have, where don't take it for granted, folks. Like, just enjoy the ride and enjoy, like, the fact that you're going to, Arkansas is probably going to play, playing Duke in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Under no other coach would that happen. No coach would ever be able to pull that off. No. But John Calipari has, and it's Arkansas. It's going to be their jersey. It's going to be their logo. It's going to be all of that. So just enjoy the ride is all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, it's been awesome.
Yeah. And, so we that's our heavy hitters. Would have gotten Andrews, but there's no telling. He would have probably given it to Sam Pittman at this point in time.
Yeah,
so,
wow.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. And that's why we both asked, like, is it? Like, is like, where's the punchline? Are you going to be sarcastic? And no, he actually did get a shout out to him.
Yeah, I legitimately thought it was a bit for a minute. But
yeah, but shout out to him. Yeah, the spring game's happening tomorrow at 1:00 reportedly. I haven't seen any tweets or haven't gotten any notifications.
We did just get an email about it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something?
Pre-game red-white festivities canceled.
Okay.
Saturday's scheduled festivities prior to the red-white game presented by Coca-Cola, including Hogtown, Sunrise Yoga, and the Classic Car Show, have been canceled due to forecasted weather during the morning hours.
Dang.
The Razorbacks will kick off at approximately 1 p.m. inside Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium for the team's annual spring game. Admission is free for fans with gates 1 and 14 on the east side of the stadium, opening at noon. Following the game, the Hogs will meet fans in attendance for an autograph session, sponsored, blah, 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 blah. Okay.
So the game's still going on.
Game is still on, still expected to be in the stadium at 1, but all the stuff beforehand ain't happening.
Okay. Which, I mean, again, I know we kind of, make some jokes here. At least I make some jokes.
Sunrise yoga, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what are we doing here? But no, here's the deal. I know I'm probably harsher than anybody, but it's just like, some people planned on going to that, and it's a shame that they won't be able to. It's just some people were looking forward to that and everything, which is awesome. So, but yeah, we got the news. So the game's still going, just not all the fun stuff surrounding it. It's going to be happening.
Yep.
One of these days, Arkansas is going to have a good weather weekend when they have baseball at home or whatever. It's going to happen here soon.
Also, Hunter Yurichek has wished Razorback baseball good luck in today's doubleheader at Baumwalker Stadium. #win is one Razorback.
Okay, good. I was, you know what? I was wondering.
Yeah.
If what he was going to do there. So okay, well, good. All is well in the world then. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all set.
Yeah, we're all set. But yeah, again, appreciate Alumni Hall having us out here. It's been awesome. It's always great to be hanging out here too, and just to see all the great Razorback apparel that they have. I mean, just not even just shirts and whatnot. I mean, but you got they have wooden home plates back here. Just if you want a wooden home plate, they got grilling things that you want. They got belts. Just keep looking around and just seeing something new all the time. They have the decor, which a lot of you may not realize. When you walk in, look at the top stuff, above the clothing. They have decorations and stuff, light up stuff.
I like that Razorback clock.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who actually still use a clock to tell time.
Some people can't tell time on a clock. It's all digital.
That's sad, but I feel like I believe that. Yeah, I truly believe that. Man. But either way, we're getting close to wrapping up here, though, folks. But again, appreciate everybody tuning in. But since it's a Freedom Friday here, and it's presented by our friends over at BetSaracen, the #1 sports betting app in the state, be sure to check them out by downloading on your iPhone or on your Android. You can go to BetSaracen.com. Also get to betting that way and winning that big money, as a lot of things going on this weekend and the weekend of sports. But since it's a Freedom Friday, let's go ahead and anything that you guys want to ask or throw at us, we'll do our best to answer, and we'll see how it works out. But I did
let it fly.
Yeah, I like this one from Curdy Wilkes. Is that I guess a thing on you, but it says a nice Manny Watkins jersey, John. I guess that's the other number 21 that you think about is Manny Watkins. I'm trying to think of any other 21s.
Last name has to start with a W to wear 21.
It's true.
So
it's true.
I like that.
Unless you're Patrick Beverly.
Yeah.
Because he was 21.
And I like the the Curdy Wilkes is nice, and the Adu Thero right there in the photo. That's good. It's a good combo.
Is that because I feel like more people put a spin on your name than anything else. I've seen C-Dub, seen or CW or Wilkie, and just a lot of spins to be named with Curtis Wilkerson.
Yeah.
So all right.
Call me what you want.
Yeah. Just be nice about it too. There was a did I see? Oh yeah, I saw this from Heartbroken Hog. It says Curtis, have you ever considered, instead of pre-recording in the middle of the night, you could do a live morning episode?
No, I've not considered that. Listen, I love you guys more than you know. The last thing I'm ever gonna do is go live every day at 6 a.m. It's just ain't happening.
No. And as someone who has done that before, it ain't fun.
Yeah.
It's morning podcasts are for mornings.
Yes.
And they're pre-recorded.
Yep.
So that way when you wake up, you get it going.
And honestly, it's now I usually don't record late at night, throughout the year. A lot of times I'll have it, recorded before we even do Inside Arkansas Live that day for the next day. But in portal season, you can't do that, man. If I recorded tomorrow's Pod at the Palace right now, it would be pointless. So with everything moving so fast right now, you got to wait a little bit. But usually it's not that big of a deal. It's done before dinner time and everything. But I can promise you, outside of any breaking basketball news, I will never be going live at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No. In fact, I would challenge anybody who does just a live stream podcast. I'm not talking about radio stations, but just does those. How many people actually would go live at 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
How often does that actually happen?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and how many people would actually hop on there and listen and participate? Because if I did that, I would be leaning heavily on you folks in the chat to carry the show. Because
yeah, that's all it would be. Sorry, when I phased out a little bit, I forgot to send Andrew his ticket. And he kind of needed it to get into the game. But I had to send that real quick. So Because the student section even says, he's like, I left the stream for 10 minutes and Andrew died. Well, that's your fault for leaving the stream. That's why he died. Is because you left the stream for 10 minutes there. So, and Pablo, who was in here earlier, says, imagine if a big announcement actually happened at 6 a.m.
Well, I'd be pretty irritated with
that. I'm about to say, no one would be happy about that. I don't even think Cal would be happy about that.
I fully expect, like a Sunday surprise, like an Easter surprise here. I guess it was 2 years ago. I think Tremont Mark was an Easter portal commit.
Really?
Matter of fact, I know he was.
Because you have an Easter tradition, don't you?
Always go eat at Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why? Was that why you remember it was Easter, because it happened when you guys were there?
It was before we went.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember we scheduled it later, and that was one of those things that we don't always know what's going to happen. But in that case, we knew that T-Mark was going to be committing on Sunday, so we were kind of waiting on it. So there was that one, and I'm trying to think. We very well could have football portal stuff popping off for Easter. Like if they've got kids visiting, here on this weekend, and they get home, and it's like Sunday, it goes official. And, so there's that. 4th of July is a big one for high school football. I mean, we had Christmas. Was it Christmas Day, Crutchfield, or was it Christmas Eve?
There was a day. It was there because, it was.
I think it was Christmas Day because I dropped Michelle off at the airport to go to Rome. So it was Christmas Day. And I was driving back when Crutchfield popped, and we were like, oh.
Thanks, bud.
So holiday stuff happens. Evening stuff happens. I don't remember a lot of 6 a.m.
No.
I do remember at Hog Sports one time, it was like midnight or 1 a.m. or something, and a kid announced his commitment. Because I just remember Danny West being like, what?
Pissed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, again, that was what honestly would piss me off when I did morning radio, because any news or anything, it never happened during your show. And if it happened at 10 a.m., you had to wait till the whole next day until you could actually talk about it. And then by then, a lot of people fell off there a little bit too. So, just be nice to us when it comes to those announcements. Be nice to Curtis. Let it happen there too. Let's see. Somebody asked I started this one because again, it's a Freedom Friday here at the end. But Austin's just coming in. He's like, random question. But if John Gruden said he wanted to coach the football team tomorrow, what would y'all say?
Sure.
Yeah.
Gruden's grown on me a lot, man.
Yeah, the dude's a good coach.
He got with Barstool, and he's also hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
I mean, that would have me feeling nicey.
Yeah, and he also had when he was with I guess Vegas, but then Oakland or whatever the second time around. I know that there was those controversies that happened, but it's like dude was getting it going. Like he had a good team.
Yeah,
and
just
don't
FOIA request his emails and
don't let.
That'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully he didn't send any bad words about Hunter Yurchek while he was here or something like that. So, it would be happening. Isn't that what he says is nicey? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's got me feeling nicey.
Yeah. I remember the thing real quick about John Gruden was when he did the sit down with Ryan Mallett, rest in peace, before he goes drafted. Like it was like the quarterback room or quarterback thing. And he's sitting there. He's like, "Hey, I tell you what's thing, Ryan." He's like, "You got a cannon for an arm. So tell me, what is the signal when Coach Petrino tells you to go deep? Like, does he give you a signal?" And then Mal, you can tell his eyes, because he's like, I can't, he does not want to say what the signal is because it'll. And I remember talking to him about this afterwards. He goes, "Does that?" And he's like, "Not the signal at all." But Ryan was like, "That was the only thing I could think of is just do that." So I was like, but then and then he also had John Daly with Ryan and Gruden because they were all friends. I'm like, man, what a crew. So that was pretty great.
Sheesh.
Just a few more here before we do the drawing. But Paddlefish says, Curtis, would you rather retain Carter Knox or get Nate Amon?
Retain Carter Knox
100%.
100 times out of 100.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Carter Knox is going to be a very, very good college basketball player next year.
Yes, he is.
He, sometimes you just assume that guys are going to get better from year 1 to year 2. Or you say, he should come back to college because he'll be able to improve his draft stock. But really, Knox is the prime example of all those things that really embodies that. He is a dude that could play his way into, first round, borderline lottery standpoint next year. He is a guy that I think is going to see that, sophomore leap that will be ridiculously high. He's going to be special. I really think so.
Wait.
I'm excited for him.
I can't wait too. So, hey, Stephanie, can we do you need to do drawing? Do I have all the names in there? Does that include the online ones too? Or is it just perfect? That's going to be great. So, yeah, you just bring me a little box.
There's a bunch of
bunch
of papers in here. So.
Yeah, there is a lot of papers in here too. And I'm not going to look at them, but I'm going to shuffle them up. And hopefully whoever wins.
He's not cheating.
No, and hopefully whoever has, whoever this is, you better have a name that I can say, or I'm going to get mad because you're going to make me look stupid. I can't pronounce your name because I'm horrible at names as it is. So, all right. So this is the drawing as we're here at Alumni Hall for the autographed Ben Bybee baseball. The moment you all been waiting for. And we appreciate everybody coming by Alumni Hall and also shopping online. And before we do the drawing, just to let you guys know that if you are the winner, we can give you a choice. You can come and pick up the baseball here from Alumni Hall if you're here locally. But if you're not, we'll get your information, and because we'll have your email and everything, we can contact you, and we'll get your shipping information. We'll have it shipped to you. All right? So no matter what, we're going to handle it for you. So, all right, you ready for this?
Ready.
All right. Let's see. This is the winner. I got it. Feels like a hot ticket right here. Mackenzie Jackson.
There we go.
Is that what it is? Mackenzie Jackson. Okay. Perfect. Congratulations, Mackenzie Jackson. You now have a autographed Ben Bybee baseball. I'm gonna give it to you because the longer it's in my care, the worse it's going to end up being. I could end up destroying it. So yeah. So thank you for coming by and purchasing here at Mackenzie Johnson, and we'll get that information to you. You got your number and everything. So appreciate everybody playing along. There was a ton of names in here, so we love that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
We love that all set up and everything too. So what is Raw Hog doing stuff again? Like,
well, we got to pull it up.
That's fine.
Let's change the Abby again.
Is it the avatar that he's changing and everything?
It's Hot Dog John. It's Glizzy John.
We gotta put an end to this.
John McGlizzly.
Got
so we've had Blonde John, Jamaican John, Pirate Curtis, Glizzy John.
Then the combination of Curtis and Andrew as a meshed.
We had a combo, and that was wild. Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Well, let me say this, and I mean this with love. I feel like Andrew is the one that has the most like material to work with when it comes to messing with his face. But yet, me and Curtis are the ones I feel like are getting worked with the most. Like I'm like, Andrew's got the long hair, he's got the hats. Maybe that's why is because it's hard where he's always had and long hair that AI throws him into frenzy. If you're just like clean cut looking guys like us, maybe that's the problem. But I just feel like it's always like me or Curtis that gets the facial stuff, and then Andrew's just off scot-free. Doesn't have to worry about any changes
crazy
there.
How that works.
Yeah.
We're going to have to roll him under the bus a little bit more, I think.
And start making fun of his physical appearance. Really put him down a lot, do that thing too. So, this has been a great show. It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to be out here, folks, at Alumni Hall every month. So we'll give you details on the next date in the month of May. Because it's always up in the air with baseball and all that, but I'm looking at that Tennessee series. I think that might be the one. I think that might be the one that we end up being there is that Friday. So, but we appreciate again, folks. If you come here to 3417 North College Avenue, you can shop them right here. Get all the Razorback apparel that you could possibly want and ever need. If you want something Razorback related and they don't have it, it doesn't exist because they literally have everything here. So, but come on out and see. You can also shop them online, insidearkansas.com/alumni hall. And use that code HOGS20 for 20% off. So, Curtis, any final thoughts before we roll out here for the day?
Oh, man. I mean, it is Figure It Out Friday.
Yes, it is.
And Good Friday. So that means Arkansas baseball is going to figure it out with a good doubleheader sweep here. That's what we're looking forward to, get those dudes back on track. Just because the work week is over doesn't mean the work for us is over. So make sure you tap in for the Pot the Palace Saturday morning, Sunday morning. Next month, next year. It's every single day. And we still got a lot to talk about. And appreciate everybody for tuning in with us, and appreciate Alumni Hall for having us out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Find me another podcast that goes 7 days a week. I dare you. Yeah, because that's 365, folks. This ain't no Monday to Friday thing. That's a week. It's a full week. So, yeah, be sure to tap into that. Be sure to tap into the Bombastic podcast. Andrew's going to have some great stuff after the series victory tonight against Texas A&M. And so be sure to tune into that, as well as Inside Arkansas Live every weekday at noon. Be sure to tune into that, and you can follow us on social media, Inside Arkansas. We got apparel. We got it all. So we appreciate everybody tuning in, tapping in, and everything we got going on. So for Andrew Ellis, who's not here, he went on to cover baseball, as well as Curtis Wilkerson. I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel. Next Monday, have a great weekend, everybody. Come by Alumni Hall. We'll see you guys then. Have a great one.